extra pop-ups to go live because I'm out of storage or something. All right. So today, shout out to Snafu. I'm starting to see what he means by the optics are high. I was thinking about it from the perspective like the Chinese have high optics on America because they kind of control Hollywood at this point, to say the least. And then they have, information everywhere all the time, tracking everything, right? So the Chinese have the highest optics in the country or the world as far as nations go. But I was just thinking about that, and in the scheme of how to spot confidential informants, because Chalk Body Outline jumped on Jim Bob's stream today. I thought that was pretty interesting conversation unveiled there. I'll basically just open up to a panel if people want to comment on this video. I just want to run through it because it parallels a similar conversation I had before. What's up, Tranquil Vortex? So this is kind of like this is Drew from Chalk Body Outline jumped on Jim Bob's panel, and in Jim Bob's panel is called More About Colts. I didn't really catch anything before I heard Chalk Body Outline and Jim Bob going at it back and forth in the comment section. And, who? Oh, I don't know. No, I haven't spotted anyone. This parallels this whole thing about Chalk Body Outline and Jim Bob today. Parallels a similar conversation I had with WYSIWYG and some things I said about him and how, and then trying to introduce, I got why I upset him, but, then trying to have a conversation about this same topic. There was a similar sort of discussion unfolded on Jim Bob's stream between Drew and Jim Bob.
Discovering you could, so previously being, it's basically the science form of I'm just a comedian.
Panel.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I understand that. It's just the conviction that they had where it was definitive yes, definitive no, definitive yes.
Jim Bob and Drew go at it one-on-one. Oh, wait. I'm so bad at sharing that screen right. But, if anybody wants to jump up, drop the link. I'm keeping on point, though, over this video. But, I don't know these other guys, Joe and who's the other one? When lies run the world, Almighty wins. I don't know. I'll let that play out for just a moment. And just watch it. Because there was a lot of, I was cleaning earlier. And I was like, oh, this is an awesome video. I like this. I like the points they're bringing up. Let me see.
Good. I was in your chat the past couple of days, and you seem to think everything I say is talking shit, calling me out to jump in. So I had a few minutes, so I decided to take you up on it.
Well, you're a shit talker, aren't you?
I mean, a little bit, but come on. That's what the chat's for, right?
Here, I'm going to jump out so you guys can do that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it can be, yeah. It's just sometimes if you don't get to know someone, you don't know where they're actually speaking from. So, the chat can be saturated with just like chirping. And so, you have to figure it out. But I've seen your show. I mean, you're kind of you're a shit talker, but I don't mean that in a bad way.
Guilty as charged.
So what's up? Do you have anything specific you want to talk about or summarize?
For sure. I'd like to ask you about, because I have kids. I would have jumped on, I think it was 2 days ago. I was in here and I said something, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. So I'm going to say what I said, and I'd like you to try to remember what you said. I said something along the lines of, in my opinion, anyone that couldn't see through Owen from the very beginning, it isn't worth listening to, in my opinion. and then you somehow equated that to me being Owen. Do you remember kind of what you said?
Owen throwing a lot of people under the bus there. Anyone who ever believed Owen, jeez. Goodness gracious.
Oh yeah, I said that's dumb. Because, well, first of all, what's the beginning, right? So is the beginning when Owen was actually somewhat popular comedian? Is the beginning when he got exiled?
I would say when the person first encounters him, actually.
Okay, so anybody who encounters him, but from the internet, like
if someone were to come across him on the internet, I guess, and to think that it's like a genuine truther, like looking to genuinely help people or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying if you don't see through it, if a person who didn't see through that in the beginning, they're not worth listening to about what? Anything? Or?
A lot of things, I guess.
Engineering.
It would just show me the severe lack of discernment. So I would have to just take everything with a grain of salt at that point.
Okay, so are you saying that someone who was kind of duped by Owen Benjamin in this case?
No, Lord. Don't you dare. No. It'd be funny. Anyhow. Here.
Case shouldn't be listened to about economics.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying about.
Is there anything
let's just regulate it to the truther sphere, for lack of a better term.
Okay, so like exposing false narratives or lifting the veil, kind
propaganda,
of
anything like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I understand your position. I understand why someone would take that position, not just you, but anyone else. But I also think that it's basically like.
So he said that anyone that ever believed in Owen Benjamin has no discernment ever. Yep. Something like that. But then they get into Drew's like very strict rule of what it is to be like, sort of an agent or an actor. I think the real word is like an actor. You want to find the bad actors, right? You want to find the people who... Is it not too loud in the world? Normally it's louder. But oh, there it is. You want the people who are bad actors to be exposed, but I mean, how do you even begin to explain what that is? And what does that mean, right? What's the definition of that? I think that's kind of where you have to start if you're trying to root out bad actors. Confidential informant is kind of a joke, right? For the most part, because you can never prove it. But how do you root out bad actors or people who are not in it for the right reason?
So what's the standard then? Like, why would you be listening to anyone then? Right? Because if anyone could be duped by anything, like, are you saying that you yourself were never duped in any sphere of influence?
No, absolutely not. But when it's like Owen, to me, it's just like, I mean, it's a Hollywood Jew. Like, how much more, obvious does it have to be?
Right. But I mean, you can take a Hollywood J and they could actually be saying something true.
In a long-term, everyday 5-hour stream format.
Oh, not everything true, but they can say some true things. So are you saying Owen never said some true things?
I've never watched him really, so I couldn't even. I just saw it was a comedian, like a Hollywood guy, and I just.
Oh, so you never watched him at all? Okay.
I mean, I've encountered clips of him. I look into this stuff all day, every day, so I've kind of come across them here and there.
All right. So you at least say that if someone did watch that much content and they sifted like 2/3 of it was like something useful or true, and they compensated.
So I guess I got to interrupt every once in a while. Yeah, Yuri Bezmenov had great insight. that video is underappreciated for sure. It really, I mean, we are so like, when was that video made? He's basically like, within this many years, we'd have the whole society demoralized, and look where we are. You can trust me, EVT. You can trust me on this one. We're going to spot the confidential informants out here. The Bob's got, yeah, he did though. See, it reminded me, this is what I'm saying, when Jim Bob started to get triggered, it reminded me of me and WYSIWYG, because I said the same thing about kind of like WYSIWYG. And maybe my allegation might have been a little more serious, but it was too serious. Okay, but the whole thing is, how do you suss out bad actors? And the way that Jim Bob got triggered reminded me of that. And I was like, that video was so. You want to talk about drama? Oh my gosh! It looked like he took it down. I don't know what happened, but Oh, if anybody wants to jump on and talk about this video, I'm going to go through this panel today because I had a lot I wanted to say on it earlier when I was listening. What's up, JJ? I saw you in here earlier. Boom. If anybody wants to jump on, you can jump on. We're going to keep it to this. And the topic here, like confidential informants and all that. Hater Dave. What up? Oh man. See, listen, the YouTube streets are getting so deep out here. Oh my goodness. Like the content just keeps it's wild to watch.
Did for the the three the other, let's say 2/5 was true and the 3/5 wasn't true, or just kind of like ambiguous.
Black joke?
No.
Okay.
And that and so you could see how someone who actually put in more time to consuming that, they might be able to just take the parts that they liked, and then the rest they were like just kind of unsure, or they even rejected some parts. You can see how they could justify listening to it more, or being like pulled in, because they're really just saying, and you see that now people are exiting, and then the people who aren't exiting this bear cult, they're actually looking back at like everything that they valued they got up to this point, and they're kind of measuring it against all of his insanity that he's experienced, or he's basically demonstrating now. And so it's this weird it's on a weight scale. And so I mean, if you're someone who just never consumed it at all, right, you just took clips, then it's easier for you to just say, oh no, I would never be duped by that just based on the clips, right? But the problem is people followed him.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I was watching We Are Awake TV earlier. It was pretty funny. I was just thinking about the Talcotonomics, because it's like, dude, he's peaking, man. He's just he's on the rise, man. Talcott's going places. I'm not sure where, but he's going a lot of places. I don't know what's going on over there right now, but to Build-A-Bear Hospital tree. What's happening?
Insight, but please allow me to be me. The reason
Sounds like a
I've been
cupcake
airing
factory to
my
me.
dirty laundry is, in my opinion, I present myself as a kind and caring man who cares about world peace and global reform. I figured, when people didn't give a shit about the future or the goals, maybe they.
I can't. It's as the Talcott rays are just bringing me in. What's such? Oh my god! Yeah, there's too much content today. It is outrageous. Let's see it one day, Carl. It might be the time is nearing.
outside, right? Being a comedian to then leaving Hollywood and still referencing him as like a comedian. And then the comedy became more of like prescriptive instead of descriptive. It became like, do this, follow this. And then that's, I think, where people got, and not just you, but anyone else. But I also think that
there was an important point there.
It's basically like, so what's the standard then? Like, why would you be listening to anyone then? Right? Because if anyone could be duped by anything, like, are you saying that you yourself were never duped in any sphere of influence?
No, absolutely not. But when it's like Owen, to me, it's just like, I mean, it's a Hollywood Jew. Like, how much more, obvious does it have to be?
Right. But
it's a Hollywood Jew. Oh my gosh. See, but that's what CVO is saying, B. Smiley.
But I mean,
he's really he starts to pry into him a bit here and kind of starts to poke around and say, are you like an act,
And you can take a Hollywood J and they could actually be saying something true.
In a long-term, everyday 5-hour stream format.
If you want to come up here and offer commentary on your video, I thought it was great earlier. The same exact kind of a video happened between me and one of the streamers from the convoy very recently. I kind of insinuated that he might be a confidential informant based on things that I'd heard. And it was a very similar experience. Like when Jim Bob started to reel back, because Jim Bob started to get a little offended from him. He dealt with it, though.
Oh, not everything true, but they can say some true things. So are you saying Owen never said some true things?
I've never watched him, really, so I couldn't even... I just saw it was a comedian, like a Hollywood guy, and I just...
Oh, so you never watched him at all? Okay.
I mean, I've encountered clips of him. I look into this stuff all day, every day, so I've kind of come across him here and there.
All right. So you at least say that if someone did watch that much content and they sifted like 2/3 of it was like something useful or true, and they compensated for the the other, let's say 2/5 was true and the 3/5 wasn't true, or just kind of like ambiguous.
It's a black joke?
No.
No? Okay.
And so you could see how someone who actually put in more time to consuming that, they might be able to just take the parts that they liked, and then the rest they were like just kind of unsure, or they even rejected some parts. You can see how they could justify listening to it more, or being like pulled in, because they're really just saying, and you see that now people are exiting, and then the people who aren't exiting this bear cult, they're actually looking back at like everything that they valued they got up to this point, and they're...
Hey, what's up, Truth the Cop? I can't hear you.
Thank you.
Okay.
How's it going?
Good. What's up, man? I just jumped in. I didn't know you were going live, so I'm just jumping in.
Yeah, I saw that video earlier, and I had a lot to say on it, because it was very much like a video. WYSIWYG TV like streamed the convoy. And I kind of recently had a similar conversation about me insinuating that maybe he was like, it was, a confidential informant, perhaps, things like this.
Yeah.
And poking around there. And he had a similar reaction. And it reminded me of this conversation when I heard it today. But I think,
my wife just played it because she didn't get to watch it earlier. And then, other than the very first time I say it, I make it very clear that I'm not saying it is a work. I'm saying, for me, I would start from the position that I assume it's a work, that they're behind the scenes agreeing to do this to get milk content off it for a week. That's where I would begin my investigation, and then I would look for something that contradicts that. But since I don't care enough about these players in this, I never actually did that to see if it was real or not. But then since I didn't do that, it's 3 weeks later and they're still talking about it. That reinforces to me that it's a grift, what for lack of a better term.
Oh. So take us back to the beginning. You're the way you determine it's a grift is if.
Well, I would just start there because of
Yeah.
the Hollywood nature of
Right.
Owen. And I forgot to, I wanted to bring this up on Jim Bob. So let me say it here is when me and my wife, we rented a yurt out in the woods like 2 years ago. And so I wanted to like check out some yurt shit on YouTube. So I go to YouTube and some of these top yurt channels, they're like Instagram models that are supposedly living this like off the grid yurt life, you know? So it's very obvious to me that with something like that, it's like, you know, the fitness industry, you can't really break through in that. It's just too saturated, or Instagram model is too saturated. So what they do is they put them with this like yurt type outdoors life thing. And now you have this little niche where you can be this little Instagram model or whatever on YouTube. And that's your niche, a small little niche. So I think the same thing happens with the truther community for people from Hollywood and everything. And that would be COINTELPRO. So that's when I look at it that way. And I would see Owen is from Hollywood. And then Jim Bob is a jeweler from LA who on his last stream yesterday said that he purposely tagged Miley Cyrus and these types of celebrities, hoping they would retweet him so that, you know, he could get the views and everything. So it'd be the same kind of thing. That's why he would be kind of clinging on to Owen. And again, I can't prove any of this, obviously, but this is just kind of where I would start the investigation if I were to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have where it really goes off the rails. I don't know if you're there yet, is when I called Andrew BPF from the Crucible, when I called his wife from Fox News, which she is. I'll send the link in the chat. And then also, I didn't even know this, but later someone in the chat sent a super chat that asked if Andrew is actually a Freemason. And they said, yes, they confirmed it. So you have a Hollywood Jew, a Freemason, and a woman from Fox News. And I'm supposed to be saying, or they're telling me it's ridiculous for me to think that this thing could be staged behind the scenes. You need to get the fuck out of here with that. What they should have said is they should have just said, yeah, I can see how this looks suspicious. That's all they really had to say.
Right. Well, see, a lot of people are suspicious of WYSIWYG, and he's from LA. I think that might be why. I didn't even think about that. That might be why
we're truthers and we're supposed to be questioning things, and these people are acting like I'm like out of my damn mind for even asking this question. But go ahead, man, if you want.
Oh, you want to watch some of it?
It's up to you, whatever, or we can just talk about it too. It's up to you.
Oh no, it's fine. I intended to go through it
because I was trying to be cool.
Yeah,
sorry, I was trying to be cool, and then I just went to his video, and my wife was watching it, and all these comments are like, "Drew's a smug prick," and I'm like, "The fuck did you guys watch?" I was like waiting my turn to talk. I wasn't shutting anyone down, and they never even actually said, "I'm accusing you of this." I'm saying this is, you know, what a lot of people that look into conspiracies probably would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I thought it was a reasonable conversation. And Jim Bob did get offended for a moment, but he reeled it back, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Against all of his insanity that he's experienced, or he's basically demonstrating now. And so it's this weird, you know, it's on a weight scale. And so, I mean, if you're someone who just never consumed it at all, right? You just took clips, then it's easier for you to just say, oh, no, I would never be duped by that just based on the clips, right? But the problem is people followed him outside, right? Being a comedian to then leaving Hollywood and still referencing him as like a comedian. And then the comedy became more of like prescriptive instead of descriptive. It became like, do this, follow this. And then that's, I think, where people got duped. But I'm not as I'm more charitable than you. That I can see the progression from following someone as a comedian to then being kind of pulled into a worldview that he's now became espousing, as opposed to a comedian.
Lord, God forbid I let Carl know this before the world. I'll at least make sure Drew's here when I say it. Goodness gracious!
What?
Oh, because what you said earlier. If anyone ever watched Owen Benjamin, I watched him for quite some time. I did, but I didn't get ever pulled too far into anything. But like 2 years, but he was going strong and he's had interesting content like every day for like years. What's up, Tommy?
What's going on, guys? I'm gonna cam here in a little bit, but y'all know I don't eat on cam. But I'm not hiding
I
today.
thought you weren't coming on streams until the 19th.
You know, I said I was gonna stop all this shit while I reserved myself and did this right. And Benton took it like I handed him the last of my heroin and was like, dude, do not give me this heroin no matter what. I'm like, Benton, if it's something I can come up for, dude, it's not a big deal, you know?
Oh,
He's the one that got all autist on it. But yes, I have, if you haven't noticed, I have considerably cut back my interactions, partially to do a lot of Truth or Cop research on my old showings of Fallen Slave. But Truth or Cop, I used to watch Owen Benjamin too. And so would it bother Jim Bob if I still didn't know who the fuck Jim Bob is, even though I used to watch Owen Benjamin? Like, is Jim Bob's claim to fame like riding his coattails or something?
I don't know. Well, that's what Drew's kind of pointing at. Like, it seems staged to that point because it's like, why are they still going on?
Yeah.
On.
It's like Jim Bob needs to save his career to stay relevant or something.
No, I don't think so. I think he's just clinging on to it. But I guess we'll keep watching because it is a pretty long thing. And I wanted to work through it.
Comedian doesn't do that. They actually tell jokes and they almost unify and equally destroy worldviews and things. But they're never making like full prescriptions vocally. Do this, donate here, let's make this thing good, true, and beautiful. I think that was the moment where people kind of got pulled in beyond seeing someone as a comedian. But if you didn't, good on you. But I don't diminish someone and just write them off simply because they got duped. I got duped, not on everything, but like on some things, I justified it. I was like, well, there's something there. I don't know what it is exactly. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And
so I was trying to get you to clarify. I remember you said something about that's like an Owen take is when I said that was since I don't know enough about Owen.
Yeah, that's an Owen take. Yeah, it's like an absolute take.
That?
Yeah, an Owen take would be what I mean by that is it's an absolute take that basically says don't listen to anyone if X. So I'm not going to listen to anyone in a robe because they're in a robe. I'm not going to listen to anyone who has a past. Right? They're automatically discarded because they had a past. Right? They made a weird pizza ring. I'm not going to listen to them. Right? It's this like this absolute cutting of cloth, right? You're just, you write people off like very quickly that way. And the irony is it ends up being like one of the tactics of a cult. Not that you have any interest in that. It just happens to be one of the tactics. Right. But I understand your position. Like, if you're just doing
I'm not saying to everyone, like, don't listen to them. I'm just saying for me, that's kind of what I would go through. So to me, when I hear that, it's like, okay, this which side are you here? Jim Bob is a couple steps removed from a bear to being, you weren't really a bear, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand. But you've listened to me, right? Not that you've taken like anything.
For a few days, I've been creeping.
Okay, because there are people who listen to me who saw through Owen right away, and just because I was pulled in for whatever time I was, if they were listening to me, then they're already in a performance.
Just did enough research.
Obviously, if there's any value or insights that are that come from this show, whether it's from my mouth or a guest.
Notice he did say my thing was reasonable here.
Yeah,
he did just a minute ago say my perspective would be reasonable and that there's reasons for it, and then in a little bit he'll be like, you just make shit up for no reason.
Okay.
Well, is what pisses me off is I've taken up for Jordan Peterson in debates, and those people will tell me, oh, you just watched enough so you could say. No, I'm like, no, I'm the one that likes the dude. I didn't just watch some. Like, I used to watch him like a viewer. And they're the ones that doesn't know shit about him except maybe, oh, clean your goddamn room. And that's all they've ever heard. Or in the transgender shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't quite what organics now, huh? No,
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That was a damn good
I just don't agree with your position that like anybody who doesn't see through someone right away and it takes like a week or a year, suddenly they're not worthy of listening to at all. I think is pretty harsh way. I don't even think you, Drew, could actually.
I don't like tell people that. I don't say don't listen to this guy.
I do.
I'm saying for me personally.
Why wouldn't you tell people not to?
Yeah, throw that link up. Sounds like a couple people need to come up
here to tell them what to do or what not to do.
What if someone asks you?
Oh, if they ask me, I'd tell them, I guess, but
okay.
I don't go out of my way.
Yeah, I think we differ there too. I think people, if you have any ears, what do you have, 6,000 people listening to you?
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I think you have an obligation.
He brings that up too.
A moral obligation to direct people.
He brings that up that, oh, what do you, I don't think I plugged the channel. And then he brings up that I have 6,000 subscribers. So then we have this interaction. And then later, I don't know if we'll be able to find it later, but later he goes, oh, and Drew just came here spouting, I'm Talk by the Outline. I have 6,000 subscribers, blah, blah. Like, bitch, I didn't fucking say that shit. So then I called in a second time to kind of call him out on that part.
Oh, I didn't see all this. I definitely listened to like 30 minutes of it, but they had to vacuum.
Today, Reddington.
Away from psychopathic narcissist.
I need that damn hoodie again. It's freezing. So where I would be looking at it from someone that's looked at this stuff for a long time is I would equate it to like why would I take business advice from someone with bad financial status or something? Why would I take diet advice from someone, you know, that's obviously unhealthy and overweight or something like that? That's kind of how I look at it.
What if you're dumb and they need your guidance, Drew?
No, I'm saying me. I'm saying
no, I know. But what if your following is dumb? What if part of your following is dumb?
You chat. You hear how he's talking about you guys?
No, I mean, no. There's a part of my audience that not like dumb, like they're bad people. Like they're actually actively seeking some sort of path or guidance. Like I think the problem with cults in general is that they do rely on retaining people who are seeking guidance. Now, then it becomes a competition for who's the guide, as opposed to like, go ahead, do your thing, find out it's terrible, give all your money away, and be duped, right? Or, dude, you know, I'm going to show you this stuff, and hopefully you guide away from it, right? I just think that we are, even though we're fathers of our children, that we're also all men are priestly in a way that we're actually obligated to speak out against this kind of deception and this kind of behavior actively, so people see it. And I think that applies to you, whether you had 1,000 followers or 6,000. I think as that number goes up, Drew, I don't think you're going to be able to wiggle away from the obvious duty that you have to pointing out things that are just wrong, right? Just
now he's speaking my language because I got zero videos and I'm doing it to all you motherfuckers every day. Every goddamn day I show up, I tell the chat they're wrong. I tell the streamer they're wrong if you're wrong, because the most wrong people are the ones telling me they stand on truth. Now somebody get up on this panel and challenge that.
But this dude's telling me this is what I need to do because I have X number of subscribers, that I need to do this or I should do this. But then
I thought he was saying that more as like accusing
also
you.
Later though, he's gonna say, who are you? Because I say maybe you should move on from this because a lot of the chat seems like they're kind of sick of it. And he's like, who are you to tell me how long to or how to handle this? But I'm supposed to do what he says though. Go ahead.
I would hope that he's saying it more not on your viewer count, but because he knows you have kids. He was like talking about his kids. He knows you have kids, right? Like I thought maybe he was saying that more as like your responsibility as a dad, because people throw the shit at me all the time about me not having kids, and I'm like, yeah, and I'll jump off this bridge for any goddamn one of your kids, unless you're maybe a rare exception of someone I know, but like I feel like as a childless motherfucker, like the patriarchy is what made men expendable. The patriarchy is why they were like women and children first, because they either have potential or they can create another person, and all us stupid rock throwers can just handle it or die handling it while everybody runs, you know? It's not a flex, Tinsel. This is what people used to call the male of the species. Fucking pleb.
I would what would you say then to someone like me that would say that this whole thing to me seems to be like a work between Owen, Jim Bob, and Andrew? It's like some kind of I don't like to use the word grift, but you guys are getting continuous long-term content out of it. Everyone's eating off of it for a long time.
What's a work in that slang?
Just like a psyop, I guess. Like behind the scenes, you guys are kind of all in on it together, but then you come up on stage and you say, "Oh, can you believe this Owen guy?"
Oh, that's what it seems like to you.
To me, yeah. Just the fact that it continues for so long, and that's where I was initially on it, and then the longer it plays out, it just seems more that way to me.
Oh, okay. So where did that start in your narrative? Is that his blackmail attempt, like in your view of performance? The performance in your case.
Just the fact that
did he blackmail me or not? Did he attempt to blackmail me in the phone?
See, this is
dude. I would take my level 3 plates off before you jump off the bridge, then I'd break my leg.
Tommy, we're gonna keep it on target today, man.
We are. I didn't with your little Breonna Taylor interview. I didn't see why you give a shit that much about a criminal getting gunned down. I was trolling that girl, trying to get her to laugh.
Off topic, bro. Hold on. It wasn't blackmail. What's up, JG? Oh man, no, I want to keep it within the topic here of like, you know, confidential informants and spotting's operations. I don't want to get off into the drama in the chat. See,
the operations though, like when the YouTube streets are talking about agents Are they really implying like the government is installing people into this? Or is that just a term they're using?
That's part of the conversation.
I need to know how serious or not serious to take these people, if you know what I mean.
Right. That's the point. Yeah, that's kind of what we're getting at.
Phone call?
I mean, you said he did.
I mean, from your, did you listen to the phone call?
For me, it's a Hollywood actor, you know, an LA jeweler and a guy married to a Fox News contributor. That's the way that I see it. But I'll admit, you know, I'm like paranoid minded, conspiracy minded person. So that's the way I'm going to kind of take my initial take on it always.
Is that nothing's real?
Nothing's real. I think that's not right to say that. But this specific thing, I think, is what that was. I'm just being real and saying that's what my take on it was at the beginning.
So do you think?
So wait, the characters involved.
So are you saying that it was in my interest to have my income completely affected by them flagging my channel?
I mean, has that been proven?
Proven what?
Has the documents been leaked on that? Okay.
No,
I missed that. I'm not. That's why I'm asking. I don't.
Yeah, it's proven.
I've only been in this chat like the last maybe like 3 days or something, 4 days.
Oh, okay. So you're working with very limited information, but you've deduced that it's a work, but you also don't have all of the information.
I speculate it's work from the moment I heard of it because it's kind of, well, it's a pattern with Owen too, right?
Yeah, it's a pattern. Well, what he does to people who leave or challenge him in any way is completely spurg out in the most aggressive, disgusting manner that I've ever seen a human being do, aside from like actual violence. That's the pattern. And that's what happened, right? So I mean, I don't see are all of those works then from your view? Is like everything that
it doesn't have to be because I don't even know enough about the full history of him. I just heard that he always has fallings out with different friends or whatever you call it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, if you have a limited view and you're not tracking the whole thing, then saying it's like a work or an act or WWE or something is just, I mean, what else would you come to as a truth if you didn't really dive into to what's going on, right, or been following it?
So like,
good point.
There's a lot of ways that he could be funded too, though. It's like, what does it mean to be a bad actor? I don't know. Because for some people, it's just getting donate. Like, imagine if you're a CIA agent and somebody's streaming what you like them streaming, you just would give them donations every time they do what you want them to, right? You condition them, and they wouldn't even know. They would just get donations, and they'd be like, "Oh, I get money."
I think that's how the subscribers work. I don't think the subscriber count is 100% real. I think if you do what YouTube wants you to do, you'll notice that little spike, and then they want you to try to chase that again. And then I've noticed if you do the one they don't want you to do, maybe you lose 10 or something. You know what I mean? I feel like they're trying to nudge you
slowly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
I would suggest to save them the trouble, they probably let a lower tier do whatever they're going to do. And then as you rise in success or stardom, then they will modify how you come up. But really, it's like parameters already set because it's not YouTube deciding. It's the corporate advertisers because YouTube is cucking to the advertiser money. So technically, it's the advertisers that are deciding why you can't show bangs or why you can't say certain names.
That's true.
It's like I mean, true. It's
so you deny
it's a lazy thing. A work? No, it's not put on. It's not an act or put on.
You'd have to say it's not right.
It's not. Yeah, no, I just think it's just interesting that people can see that, and I also I feel like this is what is a bigger problem here is that. I'll show you something that someone posted. And I wanted to do.
Your channel's grown from it, right? And you got more views.
No, my channel went down. No, my channel went down.
But you've had more live viewers than you did before.
My viewership and engagement went up. My following went down on all my accounts or whatever. But I don't measure it that way. Obviously, viewers is useless. I mean, you have 6,000. If you had a channel of 6,000 and let's say you're live, let's say you're live streaming, you had like 250 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed and keeps talking about how many subscribers I have over and over.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention earlier. He was circling somewhere. Was he on Enslaved by Truth live, or was that your live? I saw him in the other night in the chat.
I think that was. There's so many of them. I don't remember. It was my live, which is now for the members only on the Get Chalked Up channel. Only 99 cents.
99 cents a month.
Yeah, nothing happened, so I just put it behind the paywall. He was in the chat acting like he was going to come in.
He might be one day. He's probably getting his bearings on what he wants to say. Jim Bob, if you're listening, which I know you'll hear this.
Come on up, Jim Bob. We know you're creeping in here. We'll do a part 2 here.
On average, like you wouldn't really care about the subs, right? I think what happened is I got a huge spike in subs from the debate, and they wanted to follow the drama, and I wasn't producing the drama. And that's the other thing why I find it weird that you think it's a work, because I actually went away from the drama. I still talk about particular things, but I don't do this active like WWE style. I want to get back to regular programming. I want to talk about it from paradigm levels and stuff. So, but this is interesting, and this is from your worldview, by the way. In general, there's this one post to this guy. He says it's pretty fucking mind blowing. There is no doubt that me spent years living a fake life preparing for an infiltration mission, right? They're talking about I prepared for years living a fake life to infiltrate this cruddy excuse of a cult, right? In the dark corners of like, middle America or whatever. He may have started preparing before he even knew this target. All his little anti-woke drawings were to build credibility in the community where his target would be. This is like, your view isn't as drastic, but it is symptomatic of the same position, which is like everything's a work, everything's an act. Jim Bob's been preparing for many years to infiltrate what is now clearly a homosexual cult, right? That's crazy. But in this internet world, I almost like have compassion for it, because like everything ends up being some sort of entertainment now. So people don't know what's real anymore. And that's in politics. And I even done streams where the circle of politics maybe overlapped in time the circle of entertainment. Maybe there was a marquee shape of the two overlapping circles. And you're like, oh, and there's this gray area where politics and entertainment are one and the same and indistinguishable. I think with the tech and all the streaming and all of the Donald Trump and even before then, actors participating in events, right? And I think that happens. Those circles now are just over each other. So I don't even blame you or anyone else for just taking the baseline skeptical approach of everything is a work, in your case an act, right? That's what you mean by work. Like it's like reality television unfolding.
Like you said.
Yeah. No, I don't even blame people. I can see why in this nihilistic truther, because you're part of the post-truther phase, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree with you because if I'm to default to that position on almost everything, more often than not, I think I'll be right, and that's just kind of the take that I'm at.
Right. But also I think it's from a broken position, because things that can be true can also be entertaining, right? So you can actually report on.
Sorry for leaving playing so long. Enough guys.
They're just trying to make him look bad.
Yeah. See, some people start to get disingenuous at a certain level for some reason. It's hard to sometimes. It's hard to spot.
Well, he's saying here, though, I feel like when I listen to it again here, he's kind of saying exactly what EBT's just left the chat, that things can be real, but then they can also be entertaining or whatever. So what a worked shoot would be, as I'm saying, a work would be where it's completely behind the scenes. They agreed to do this. And a worked shoot would be where maybe someone took it way too far than what they agreed on. Maybe Owen or who knows, but one of them just went way over what originally the agreement was. And then it becomes like a worked shoot. I think that's most likely, actually.
You guys do know that the alphabet agencies are notorious for finding out somebody's up to something and then supporting them to make it a bigger thing for them to bust later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes they accidentally let things happen that were supposed to be like a grade A bust, and it's like, oops, we just facilitated another mass bang, Like, if you're going to do a mass bang, you're probably smart enough that, like, the last 2 or 3 days you just went internet silent, and they're like, wait, what happened? Where is he?
Mm-hmm.
On something true. Like, for instance, Andrew just did a show last night that was fully entertaining, except everything he's reporting on were actual statements and positions someone took. But it's just because it's entertaining. I think this might be a little blind spot for you, Drew, is that just because something is entertaining, it doesn't mean it's not relaying truth or commenting on something that's actually true. I think the problem is that now we're in this era of technology where anything relayed or talked about we have the performance, we have the production quality to make it, we have the option to make whatever it is we're talking about also entertaining. And I don't think we've ever really had that. It would be equivalent to like someone who was a reporter back in the day, but only did it musically, right? It would be like a novelty. People wouldn't be like, oh, that's kind of cringy. But it's a kind of like the best analogy I can come up with is that now, because that overlap has happened, could you ever engage with something that wouldn't look like entertainment because it's coming from a screen and there's someone happens to have a guitar and a green screen and a microphone and you have headphones and a good microphone. And of course it's going to look like entertainment because we get all of our information through this screen. So it looks like entertainment. It's literally in the format of entertainment now. So
but he's kind of beating around the bush here. I think he must know that he's beating around the bush to some extent. To not accept the fact that there are actors, he's kind of just disregarding that entirely.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Like, where did all the actors go that we just kind of agreed are there? Now all of a sudden they're all gone and it's impossible. It's like,
who were some of the actors?
No, how do you figure it out?
And like sometimes people just do things and it results in shit happening, and it doesn't always have to be like a shadowy decider group, you know?
Yes, sometimes things just happen.
Most of the time things just happen, just people know how to stay on top in the top tiers of things. Like when you have people deciding who's acting and who's not. And my Mexican store today just said they won't be doing cash wire transfers anymore. And he was looking at me with his hands up. And I'm like, it's because there won't be cash, my dude. And now he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Like his business is cut in half because there's no reason to wire transfer for the fellow Mexicans anymore.
Yeah. Things are shifting.
I understand your perspective. I think it's ultimately nihilistic. I don't think it's a healthy perspective to take, but it's reasonable. I just don't think the reasons are good enough, but it's reasonable. You have reasons to take that view. I just don't think it helps people because things are real. Like this event for me is real. I'm still enraged. Like I despise this dude. Like on in every fiber of my being.
And then if the previous things that happened, though, if that was all real as well, which I don't know, and I've never really looked into it, but then like his previous fallings out with people, then
I think there are
that
effects.
should have been a red flag to
Yellow Cake, what would factual
I knew it was
maggots
possible.
be?
I thought, well, I mean, I don't know about those people. I don't know leading into all this stuff. I don't know the other person's side. Maybe I took a naive approach to like, well, they had to have done something, right? And this is like the cucked bear automatic response, right? Well, yeah, they must have provoked Bibi in some way. And now looking back at that, even having taken a partial approach similar to that disgusts me. I'm disgusted by a previous version of myself that would have taken that approach because I didn't look into it. I didn't look into like.
See, what I think Jim Bob's doing here is he's trying to develop the proper language about what a cult is and what it's not, so that when he starts to form the cult that he's about to pursue, it kind of gets under the radar.
I don't know if you noticed the chat in his chat was very cult. It was insane. The chat was a cult.
Oh Lord, let's see.
It was Bears 2.0. It was
Oh no.
Because EBT called them out in the chat, said everything I don't like is a bear. That's what they were saying. Basically, anyone that they disagree with is a bear and stuff like that. And if you go read the comments on the video, oh, Drew's a fucking smug dipshit, or I wasn't being smug in there at all. I was in there trying to lay it out and asking these questions.
Then I'm sure you guys have noticed with the orange derangement syndrome. I've noticed with people, it seems like their minds go to, oh, this is a thing I don't like. That's why it's a Trump thing. Or this is right wing because I don't like it. And
or the opposite. They'll say, if you don't like Trump, well, you must like Biden.
Right. That's the dichotomy, the left-right dichotomy. But yeah, on both sides, it's like they seem to just say, I don't like this, so it's a other side thing. And, now the president's Herbert Camacho. And we need to put more Gatorade on the crops because the tortillas are all drying up.
Drew, if you actually think Jim Bob is in some conspiracy, you are the one with the sermon issues, says John Pro.
And they were trying to pin it on me as if I said, this is what it is. I was trying to say, this would be my default position to look into it.
Right.
And many people probably think that is what I was saying. I'm not saying this is 100% what it is.
What's weird is he agrees in the beginning and then he starts to disagree. Maybe
especially when I call out that what's her name, Rachel, it goes off the rails. That's where it hits the fan. Is when I was going to say
Andrew, but yeah.
Well, Andrew. See, I wasn't really prepared for Andrew to come in. I was still in conversational mode, and then he comes in fucking debate mode. I probably could have handled that better, but
let's see. When does he come on? Because this was quite a long video. Oh no,
you'll see. There's like six in the chat when him and his wife come in.
I just realized I have a lot of issues with Owen Benjamin that are my issues with Paul and Slave. Like they both do a lot of the same shit.
It's coming up right after this, I think.
Happen, but now we're getting into this weird matrix where anything.
There was where I talked about was conspiracies at one time. It's people would write a book about real things like the Federal Reserve, people with real names and addresses, and then it became at 9/11, it became Truther, and now it's a little more ambiguous, and now it's just become what I call truth or ism, like scientism, right? Where it's mountains are melted buildings, and it's absurd at this point. It's just the craziest thing.
And everything's a giant dick. I mean, Owen doesn't have a monopoly on dicks everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Mud
true.
Fossil, right? Hex Bear, he. You're here with us.
I am, guys. Can you hear me?
I am.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, let's talk about WW. Let's turn this into
Here
a
we
room.
go.
Go ahead, Hex Bear, before things get rowdy.
You might want to save me for later then.
No, Drew's not an atheist, he said.
Yeah, just address that. I'm not.
I have a question for Drew.
Yep.
This is Andrew, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Drew, is
So
Andrew
it's
at
a-
work? Is Andrew at work?
Yeah. I was just curious. What's the work?
The work of Owen you're talking about?
Yeah. What's the work?
Well, it would just be endless content for 3 weeks.
So what?
They're acting like what? Huh?
I think he did get offended when he mentioned his friend. He's getting defensive of Andrew. I think that's a lot
Yeah,
of where he was
They
coming
know
from.
what I'm talking about. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
really true or not, they're acting like they don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brothers? Can you hear me?
Yep. How's it going, man?
But
Hey, I was there I was a frontline soldier for the streamer wars of Chalk Body Outline, and I was defending CBO throughout
I
that
saw you in
stream.
the chat. Preach.
And I've been calling out Jim Bob's chat and cult-like members. Is almost interesting how I was calling out bear names a week before the bear. What's it called? People have the Berntaria or end of Bairtardia, whatever it is. But I saw it coming. I was calling the Bears out in the Jim Bob chat, and then a week later, their names are all gone because Jim Bob has a beef. And then today, it's weird, interesting to see the cult-like behavior in the chat, Jim Bobians. It's the cult of personality. And to Chalk
Say it
Body
like
out,
the song when you say it.
yeah, it's to Chalk Body outlines point, right? Jim Bob Kiss, like, what's your evidence? What's your evidence of like the work? The work is in itself self-explanatory. The work is taking play right now, right? Like that is the work. As far as I understand it, like the work is the content. He kept saying, where's the evidence? The evidence is everything you've been doing to play this up.
Yeah. And I only have circumstantial evidence. And that's basically what I'm saying.
That's what I thought.
I'm looking at it as, is this possible? I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm saying if you wanted to, this to consider all this evidence, it looks like it could be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was asking if Drew is a theist, but he didn't hit the space bar.
Maybe.
Yeah, they were mad because that Rachel was in the chat, and I kept saying this lady from Fox
Fox
News,
News
which
lady?
she was on Fox News.
Can we
And
pull up that clip?
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat. Give me a second here.
All right. Why can't I scroll up? Oh my goodness.
And what was being on Fox News? What were they making that the credibility for? Like, why was that?
Oh, he was just calling her out for being on Fox. Just because she was in like a big interview or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the work? What's the work? Are you accusing me? Are you accusing me of colluding with Owen Benjamin?
I would say it's possible.
Oh, based on what?
Just based on the fact that he's
Do
from.
you have a single shred of evidence to back any of that up?
No,
a
I don't.
single piece, not any. Now let me ask you a second question. Why, if I were to ask you, why should anybody listen to you about anything ever? What would your answer be?
Well, I've been on the record about a lot of these like conspiracy type things the moments they come out, like QAnon, for example, and the other one was the Wayfair Gate and all that, debunking those things from day one.
Yeah, sure. But if you make, let's say, 50 predictions and 25 of them come true, you were still wrong about 25 things, right?
Right.
Yeah. So why should anybody listen to anything you say?
They don't have to.
Right.
I'm
so they
just saying,
shouldn't.
that's me.
Wait,
That's
hang on. So they shouldn't, or they should.
You should have just
That's up
opened
to
with
them.
they don't
Yeah,
have
but I'm
to.
asking you, should they or shouldn't they? In your opinion.
I'm going to say what I say regardless whether they listen to me or not. It's not up to me whether they watch.
Yeah, but should they listen to you or shouldn't they? In your opinion.
In my opinion,
Drew's
yeah, they
never
should.
going to shut
Right.
me
Okay.
up
So in
now
my
that I got
opinion,
him
they
saying
shouldn't.
that.
Why am I wrong?
Well, then they shouldn't. In your
Right.
opinion.
Then they shouldn't. So here's the thing. Here's why they should listen to me and not with you. Because when I make an allegation, provide evidence. You, when you make an allegation, provide no evidence. Now, which person do you think, if you were to tell a person they should listen to him, you would tell them to listen to? Me or you?
You want to cam up or no? Not today.
Well, I'm on my cell phone. I'm not in my studio.
You can still cam up.
No, I can't. I'm not in a position where I can cam up. So just answer my question. Stop derailing. Stop running.
You're doing this
Can't
gay.
legally see what he's
This
doing.
gay, you mean this gay thing called logic? I'm sorry. Am I using too much logic?
I'm using logic to deduce
Yeah.
that.
Do you have a shred of evidence? So here's my question. I asked you specifically. I'm a Hollywood actor.
No, obviously Owen.
Yeah. Does his wife ever get into it?
Yeah, she's next. He's about to hang up, and then she goes nuts.
God.
I don't.
Yeah, I get it.
know
What's the
anyone
evidence that I
lets their
colluded with
wife
Owen
go.
Benjamin? Your answer is
Someone else that's a Fox News contributor, and I look at
no. She's
I'm
not a
not,
Fox
though.
News contributor.
Wait,
I'm
She's
not a
not
Fox
News.
News contributor.
Hold on.
Yeah, you just
I
made that up.
Hold on, Andrew. Hold on, Andrew and Rachel. I just want
didn't make that up.
to just say, Drew.
Yeah, you made it up.
Drew,
Did not make that up.
Drew, are you?
I did not
All right.
make that up. I put the link in the private chat.
All right,
They're
one
getting hung
second.
up. They're getting hung up on this word contributor and trying to make it say that like I'm saying she's paid by Fox News as a Fox News anchor, basically. No, the
Yeah.
bitch is on Fox News.
I've
Oh, here we are.
installed a system in the Fox News vans. I don't tell everybody about it on streams.
Here we go. It was Tucker Carlson she was on nonetheless. Big
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh, wait.
This isn't Quantum.
Okay,
of
I'd
Consciousness
brag about the
Fox
tuck. If she was
Business.
on the tuck, I'd brag.
Hey, Quantum was on Fox Business like at 3 a.m. This is Tucker.
This is Tucker Carlson. Prime
This isn't
time.
some fucking Fox Business 3 a.m. bullshit. This is the real deal.
Turns out
Prime
her
time.
husband is a flat
I had
earther.
no clue.
What's the flat earther
CBO.
doing in our government?
This
That's why
definitely
she
makes
was
her a
spurting
Fox lady.
so hard.
Yeah, she was scared. She didn't
I
want
thought
this
you were
getting out.
joking.
Oh no, that's why she came running in there.
Her husband talked for a half hour.
Okay,
Well,
you
he
want to know
takes
my
it.
left-right
Goes
dichotomy?
next.
My dichotomy is I hate Tucker Carlson's laugh until I saw how much the left hates it, and now I love it when he laughs because I know it stabs them. It is an
Abs-
obnoxious fucking laugh, but now I like it because they hate it so much.
Brilliant take. Play the clip, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's to be indoctrinated by crazy people. Rachel Wilson is a homeschooling advocate who lives in the rural Midwest. She understands what's happening and the scale of
Bam.
it. Rachel, thanks so much for
Wake the
coming
fuck
on.
up, people.
So, how big has homeschooling become in the face of the collapse of public education?
No
Thank you
way.
so much for having me on, Tucker. This pandemic, we are now 2 years into it, and
That's a
homeschooling has
dude.
increased fourfold from the beginning of the pandemic to last fall, according to a U.S. Census survey.
Wow.
In addition to
Actor-based reality, man.
Acts, dude. She is a fucking actor. Holy shit.
that,
Allegedly.
yeah, it's the biggest
Allegedly.
that we've ever seen. And in addition to that, we're hearing data scientists tell us that a full 25% of all jobs in North America will be remote by the end of this year. So I don't think this trend is going anywhere. And I think a lot more parents are going to be finding themselves at home a lot more often with their children, which I think is a wonderful silver lining to this situation. I don't think that anybody watching this show could say they're fully satisfied with how authority figures have handled this pandemic. We see oligarchs around the world trying to institute a great reset and kind of remake society in their image. But the good thing is that what man intends for evil, God uses for good. So
Can you
we
pause
have
it
a
right
golden
there?
That's not true at all.
Yeah.
That's not true,
on
bitch.
on her top right of her like forehead, I think you can see Andrew's knuckle print right there.
Oh,
Can we
God.
get a
Can you
forensic zoom
rewind to
in?
where she says fully satisfied again?
We
Yeah,
say
knee of justice says linebacker shoulders. When the very first thing Tucker says is he goes, "How big is?" I thought he's gonna say your shoulders. Just
you gotta love the lack of self-awareness and telescope sometimes. He's a silly goose. You think that we're watching Tucker unironically? Come on.
opportunity here, which is that the biggest demographic of people who have left the workforce and either stayed home or started working remotely are mothers of school-age children. So we're in a special situation to take advantage of this and use it to our own benefit to kind of get away from sending our kids somewhere 7 or 8 hours a day to be indoctrinated by people who, quite frankly, are enemies to a more traditional conservative or Christian way of life. And instead of those people teaching our children our morals, our culture, our values.
What is that caveman brow dude?
just staring her
He's
down.
got to stay focused to let her talk. He can't react until she's done. He didn't even do the dog head tilt.
Geico.
Yes, wild looking.
I do like it when he takes that face and does the tilt that like your dog does when they do the head tilt. I love that
Oh
shit.
my God.
Okay, so we determined she
What-
is on Fox News, and go back to that Jim Bob stream, and you're gonna hear
All
them
right,
say
all right.
it's not true, or
Oh,
it's
they say
spirit,
this.
post-truth.
They say it's not true.
See how this like?
Well, they spin it and they say, well, I'm trying to say that she's a news anchor or something. I'm saying she's a contributor, and they're saying, well, contributor is actually an anchor or something. However they try to spin it. Bitch, you were on Tucker Carlson.
No, my
Fad.
God.
The news
Fad
uses
for sure.
women-
Anybody smell that? Alleged.
You're drawing conclusions just by association, and you're sort of framing. You're kind of doing what truthers do.
I'm looking at it from like the lens of COINTELPRO, right? Like Hollywood people entering what you'd call, for lack of a better term, the truther sphere. I don't know what else to call
But
it.
wouldn't you want evidence though? Wouldn't you want evidence for the things like if you put out a narrative?
What evidence would I be able to get? What evidence?
Well, right. So it's just your source is you. Your source for all of your evidence is you. Just say my source is me. Whatever I make up, that is my evidence.
That's kind of a work in itself, Drew.
I mean, I can't just logically look at things and make my own
Make up
rational.
Well, you can logically demonstrate. Hang on. I'm almost done. Then I'll get out of the call. You can indeed logically demonstrate things, right? That's what I just did with you. I just logically demonstrated that you're dumb. But just so that you understand, and this is really important, if I make an allegation or I go after somebody, I present evidence, either using their own words or using material or using DMs or using something like this.
But you're
I
not
would
going to
never.
accept anything as evidence. The evidence is the 3 weeks of content nonstop.
That's not evidence of anything. By the way, am I the only person online who's covered this?
Absolutely not for everyone.
Okay, so are all of them? Would you say?
It is circumstantial evidence, and I said that too later in the chat. And Jim Bob's like, circumstantial evidence isn't evidence. Yeah, that's why it's called circumstantial evidence. I don't have enough to pin you to the wall and I don't have proof, right? But I can look at these things abstractly and see, well, it's a possibility that this could be all a work.
Yeah, you're narrowing down why you don't have to put an entire mall on trial. We have circumstances to think it was one of these 5 people. You know, you don't need to question the whole mall.
Yeah, keep playing it because she's about to spurg right now.
And drop some likes. We got 66 watching. Let's get these likes up, folks.
Smash the like.
Smash it.
Or don't. You're fucking free to live your life.
Hey, tell people what to do. If you want to infringe on my freedom of speech, back up off it.
See, that's probably the play with these truthers. You want to say, don't you dare hit that fucking like.
Yeah.
They're probably
if you have a good channel, you shouldn't have to say it. They'll just do it. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Boy.
Well, he's not saying that I am. I'm being just a funny guy up here, dude. I'm being a funny guy. It's comic.
Jeez.
Oh, is that what that is?
What else
tell
is it?
by like my still
Tommy,
nothing.
Do you take things literally sometimes?
Only when it swats down a pathetic attempt at humor.
Do you have a hard time communicating because everything's literal?
No, I have an easy time communicating. That's why it's hard to tell.
I'm just working on who you are. I'm just wondering because
it's been about 5 minutes. Provo's like,
oh, I know what you're doing, Provo. You're just still rolling off the first time you weren't funny. We all know what you're doing.
Because Jim Bob asked
No, I hosted it.
Yeah, it was on his channel, but he just asked me to moderate. And now it's insane that somebody who
that would be like the epicenter of it if it's real, obviously.
Yeah. So why would a person? So let me ask you a question. Why would a person ask another person who has a debate channel and moderates thousands of debates to come in and moderate a debate for him? Do you think?
I missed that. You were breaking up on the first part. What was the first part?
Why do you think that it's logical and reasonable that a person who's me, who has a debate channel and has moderated thousands of debates, to get called in to moderate a high-profile debate?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable. So I was asked to go and moderate the debate, and I went in and I fairly moderated the debate, just like I have thousands of other debates. I'd never met Owen Benjamin, ever. That was my first contact with Owen Benjamin, ever. You don't know what you're talking about, and you just made shit up. And the reason you're able to do this is you can present zero evidence. You just present a narrative, but your narrative is actually illogical too. Your actual narrative makes no sense. Well, you had 3 weeks of content. Well, has everybody? Yeah, well, right. Because you just got done saying that every creator who's covered this has had weeks of content off of it, but they can't all be colluding with Owen Benjamin.
Done one show, maybe
no.
One show about it. Maybe there are other channels that have done multiple.
Wait, what's the threshold? Hold on, Andrew. What's the threshold, Drew? Is it 2 days of content? Is it 1 week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 1.5 weeks? How do you determine the threshold of time that someone covers?
I don't make that determination.
But you do. No, but you do.
Three initial people that were initially involved. I'm just saying, for me, this is how I would look at it. I would look at it. Those 3 people
arbitrary
got together. That's not arbitrary. That's factual, right? That those 3.
No,
people
it's not factual. Even that's not factual.
Together, that's the fact of the situation. Those 3 people.
I mean, yeah, they're clearly triggered for some reason.
That's the ground zero of the debate, and I'm sure they knew. Even let's say it is a grift or planned, they know that all these other channels are going to talk about it to make content as well. So they're trying to be like, well, everyone makes content. Are they all in on it? Oh, they know damn well what I'm saying.
And I thought it was weird when the Milker Nation started to take up freaking Jim Bob's side, and then Jim Bob like teamed up with them. I was like, oh, that's a weird team up, man. I don't know.
Why is Andrew so triggered in this thing too?
Yeah.
He's triggered.
That's what EBT was saying.
And it was weird when you called out Rachel. You said come up on panel, and then Andrew came up and he started talking, and Rachel just stayed quiet for a half hour.
She's about to go out here right in a second. He's about to hang out.
But I don't know anything about it right now. Let Ted Thomas, Jersey J, if he wants me to overlook his stuff, I will. But we'll get into a different stream if I need to. I'd rather not.
Truth or Cub, are you familiar with Operation Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Because on that front, I'll be like, yes, Operation Mockingbird is very much a thing, but I don't think they're actually planning agents in the lower tiers of like streaming.
Why not
services.
though?
You can check the news.
They already have the major news networks covered.
What?
I think that's enough.
Why is the news reporting on the FBI infiltrating conservative Catholic churches? If they're infiltrating conservative Catholic churches, why wouldn't they infiltrate YouTube? Like, you got to be honest with yourself.
You have to ask yourself why they would tell you that they're infiltrating right-wing Catholic churches if that was any issue with what.
It's funny
they
how
want
you
to
say
do.
right wing immediately, like being Catholic.
I was trying to
and-
repeat what you said. Don't read too far into
Say
it.
right wing?
I'm saying if you've already got NBC, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, if you got all that covered, most of the View, the talk shows, this is just a more organic thing down here in these streets. That if
that's
you
why they
get
would
too
be
high
there.
up,
That's why they
if you
have
get
to
too high
control
up, you'll play ball. But even with Jim
Gatekeeping
Bob, I'm like,
Tommy.
this dude is talking like any of.
Tommy
Like, I know
comes
you
off like a
guys know
total
who he
fed.
is. I don't know who the fuck he is.
Tommy's like, there's no
Uh,
such thing as confidential informants on YouTube.
Hey,
What are
no.
you
I'm telling you,
talking about?
Operation Mockingbird is a
Tommy-
thing, and that's why I
What's
don't.
going
think-
Intel Pro though?
Tommy, they know that no one believes the news anymore also. So they know that these people think the news is full of shit, so they have to give them lower level
Well, what I think is what I'm trying to say is they are so close to checkmate on so many levels that's why I don't think this shit even matters. Because we're about to get out of make sure you keep
just fortune
tricking them,
telling.
and we're gonna transfer into you bow the knee or you don't have money.
Anyone
Like
can
that's
fortune
my.
tell,
I know
Tommy.
everybody says that's my agenda, but that's
I know,
because
Tommy.
we're
Comes
real.
off that way. Anyway,
What?
comes off that way, man? Coming off like an agent. Total.
Well,
fed
okay,
kind of
that's what I'm.
man.
Okay, so follow the money. What have I told anyone to do? Like all I've done is say, guys, there's going to be a switch
You
getting
said
flipped.
don't-
You
and
live
after
off
that
you
switch
live off
flips-
Fed money, which is crypto. That's
What?
all the Feds run off of is crypto. Like any black ops.
What have I
You're a
done
crypto
to
king, right?
acquire
Like,
or
so
tell
I'm
you
just
what to
saying,
do
like,
with money?
a link
You
to Feds.
autistic fuck.
I am autistic.
Yeah, but you're saying the same shit as those unslaved fuckers. And I keep saying, guys, I'm down with you on agents and conspiracies and people not having your best interest in mind.
Let's
Do
move
you
on.
even know how to
Right,
tell who
right.
that is?
Tommy.
What do I
Here,
want
she's about
from
to
any of
spurg
you?
out. I know I keep saying that, but for real, she's about to spurg as soon
Oh
as
yeah,
Just let her peek.
she was starting
debate.
to.
That's correct, right?
Well, no, even the
Debate, correct?
no, that's not an
That's
accurate
not
way to describe that.
positive.
What's an accurate way to describe
Now
that
you're
is
being
a
dishonest.
moderator. No, I'm being completely charitable.
Come
Here's
on,
the accurate. Here's the
positive.
accurate way to describe it. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't set the debate up.
He's saying, no, that's not accurate. That the three people at Ground Zero were him, Jim Bob, and Andrew. He's saying flat out, no, that's not real. That's literally what he's saying. Okay, go ahead.
I had no interest in it whatsoever. I was asked if I would moderate it. So it's not three people setting up anything.
Well, there's three people that are at the ground floor of it.
Drew, I don't think you're
Same three
post-truther.
people are making the same content for 3 more weeks.
Yeah, well, so first of all, that's also not accurate. I didn't have anything to do with making content about it until there was a blow up between Jim Bob and Owen Benjamin, which was weeks after the debate. It was not immediate. So even that's not accurate. There's just this is my whole problem with guys like you
a
do,
bunch of
is that
monkeys
I present
think I'm
actual
making
evidence because I'm
fire
smart.
from my
You
hand.
present
You
no
guys are
evidence
so
because you're dumb,
fucking
and that's why it's
retarded.
easy for me to blow you out because you have no evidence of anything, ever. You people are always like
It's
this.
bad that I'm calling your wife a Fox News contributor.
Yeah, and you're about to get blown out on that too because it makes no sense. Watch. Anyway, I'll get out of the call.
It does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, all
Proof.
What is he talking about?
Anything about me at all?
no, but you brought me up as a Fox. No, listen, you brought me up as a Fox News contributor.
My
I was
name's
a
Andrew
guest.
too, but you can't talk to me like that.
You brought me up, and so now I'm responding. I'm not a Fox News contributor. I was
You were
brought
never
on as a
Fox
guest. I was shut up and I'll freaking explain.
Contributing.
I was brought on Tucker Carlson one time as a guest. Contributors are regular people who have a contract. You dummy. I was a guest one time. Do you know that I have a book out? Do you know I have my own streams? Do you know I've done work with Jay Dyer? Do you know I'm also somebody who works in the...
Let me rush out and buy that female's book she wrote.
Toilet bowl is underappreciated. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he cut in there perfectly. Oh my goodness.
Here she goes.
I was a guest.
You can't talk to me like that.
You brought me up, and so now I'm responding. I'm not a Fox News contributor. I was
You were
brought on
never
as a
Fox News?
guest. I was shut up, and I'll freaking explain. I was
Okay.
brought on Tucker Carlson one time as a guest. Contributors are regular people who have a contract. You dummy. I was a guest one time. Do you know that I have a book out? Do you know I have my own streams? Do you know I've done work with Jay Dyer? Do you know I'm also somebody who works in the... I'm just saying, I know a little bit about conspiracies, and I have a well-cited book.
Okay.
I actually provide facts and evidence. I actually know my shit and do it in a scholarly way. Yes, I do. And if you think this is so intellectual, then you don't know shit. You are an ignorant retard with an opinion.
Hold on, Rachel. Hold on a second. Drew,
So
you
you're
said,
calling names, and that's
Drew,
I'm the ignorant one.
hold on, Drew. What?
Because you're talking about me and you don't know jack shit about me. You are a moron with an opinion. You have no facts. You have no evidence. You're not
Triggered.
scholarly. You're just a boner on the internet with an opinion.
Oh wow! Can this lady calm down? What's her issue? Can you calm
Well,
down?
just the general issue, Toilet Bowl, is the theme of the last couple of weeks is people saying false things about people, and then
Yeah.
when there's confrontation and correction, it's are you saying that things shouldn't be corrected when something's falsely stated?
And so do you believe every insult deserves a response?
I'm CIA now. Oh my god, dude. You're
What's that?
hilarious.
What'd you say? What'd you ask, Toilet Bowl?
Do you think every insult deserves a response? It
What do you mean-
like
what do you mean
you've
insult?
been perpetuating this for 3 weeks now.
What do you mean
And Andrew
insult?
has done 3 streams where he's grifting for 8 hours. You're telling me that's not a grift? Get real, dude.
I don't. What's the?
Protocol Earth is just mad because he got banned from the principal chat. That's it.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm on the panel too. I'm on the panel too, and I got brought up by Drew.
Nobody's
I got
addressing
brought up
you.
by Drew. Nobody's talking to you. You're a viewer. You're not even a creator. Get the fuck off the panel if you don't like it.
I'm sorry. I'm a YouTube
You're
creator.
just a viewer.
Major burns there. Oh my goodness.
She's triggered.
Oh, she's so mad. She knows who he is, though. She knows he makes videos.
Yeah, she's just trying to fucking be it. She's just womaning.
She's just womaning.
That's what my wife said when she watched it. She said, "Damn, she's womaning so hard."
Oh, Drew got a good one. Drew
Shout
got a
out to
catch.
Layla. Oh yeah.
See, Drew is the type of family I jump off a bridge for.
I know Jay
Oh, Lord,
Dyer.
I'm an apologist now. Shut up.
No, I didn't say I was an apologist. I'm saying this is my actual work, and I actually know about these things, and I can tell you the real history
I
of
had a
it.
question to ask him, and you just kind of put it in. J-Bob, did you hear the question?
No.
Okay, so this has been going on for 3 weeks. Does every insult deserve a response? I'm asking you that.
An insult or a claim?
It can be both. Why?
Well, no. Which
an
is it?
insult? A claim can be an insult, not. Right?
No, if someone makes a claim, like for instance, Jim Bob is a pedo or whatever like that, that's an insult and it's an insult and a claim, right? But certain things need to be addressed. So if you say something false about someone and the person's present, by all means, the person present who's being falsely characterized, right? In this case, they can jump on and correct it. Now that's totally fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
If you did it one time, how long has this been going on, Jim Bob?
What do
How
you
long
mean?
before
What?
this becomes you being defensive?
What are you talking about? What thing? The more
This whole drama.
Toilet
How
bowl.
long before this becomes you being defensive code?
Toilet bowl.
Because I
What are
enjoyed
you
your
defending?
content before
What are you
that.
defending?
What do you mean? What am I defending?
You're defending something right now. What is it?
Oh my goodness.
Not like
You're
He's
on
mad 'cause
defending
he got
something,
banned
right?
from the chat.
What are you defending? Where's your?
Well, I can't be. I'd rather just be in the chat, but you guys banned me there because you're sensitive.
What?
Well,
You're on the
Crucible
channel
is
right now.
behavior. Just like you demonize the fucking Bears for. You engage
Demonize
in
the
both behaviors.
Bears.
If someone speaks that ill about Jim Bob, ban him from the chat. It's the same thing at Crucible. Ban him from the chat, man.
Well, if you have claims like
Walk the walk and talk the talk, man. You can't just sit
Why don't
here
you?
and
Why don't you
lambast-
do it? Why don't you start a
lambast
channel?
and be like,
Why don't you
"Oh,
become a
so
public
what? So
figure?
do it.
No, you're not gonna. You're gonna sit there and snipe from the chat like a little pussy.
You
Why
do
don't you
snipe from the
become a
chat.
streamer?
Yeah,
Why don't you start a channel?
All right, guys, hold on.
So you're wrong, Rachel.
Hold on a second. Toilet bowl. What's the problem that you have right now? I don't understand.
What I see that problem with, if this guy, you had a debate with this guy, and all of a sudden he says all these foul things about it. Why drag this on for 3 weeks? Which is why it makes sense that this is like orchestrated.
Why
that you
wouldn't
guys are
somebody
just-
come to the conclusion that I'm coming to?
Toilet bowl. If someone says egregiously terrible
How
things
many
about
times
you,
do you have to defend it though, Jim Bob?
I'm-
How many times do you have to say
you're
"No,
very
I'm not
upset.
this.
You're very
No,
female
I'm
right
not
now.
that"?
Very
How many
female right now.
streams does it take for you to
You want me to answer?
solidify that in your own mind?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I just want to say my grandma Oni, shout out grandma Oni, she always said it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. So the
Yeah.
fact that it continues to go on, that was kind of my initial
Drew,
thought was
it's
maybe
pretty
it's sort
simple.
of, the fact that it continues to go on sort of reinforces that to me.
No, well, I don't care your dumb view, which is totally arbitrarily defined by no evidence. That was established already. If someone
care about
says
your
stuff
dumb
about you
view.
that's defamatory, and horrible and actually impacts you, right, directly, then it's my job to counter it and to diminish it.
Address it without doing a whole show about it too, though. You don't
I
necessarily.
didn't do a whole show about
What's up, Fat Slave?
Defensive.
Oh,
what's up?
He's very defensive.
What's happening?
Praising blessings.
I didn't mean to go so hard on your dude, man. On your dude, Rachel.
Well, I mean, and I think people know that I'm not a big fan of Rachel so much, but
she was fucking spurging.
Yeah, spurged hard for no reason. No reason. Trying to make the contributor / one-time guest distinction. That's nowhere in the Eastern Orthodox tradition that I can find that's a distinction. If you went on, you therefore contributed to Fox News. You therefore are a Fox News contributor.
And it's Tucker. It's not just some bullshit.
And I mean, if you're writing books, like she is a legitimate professional, real deal conspiracy theorist, guys. She has published books about conspiracy theories. Okay, she obviously knows that Fox News is part of the global cabal. If you knew that, then why would you even go on Fox News?
Great question.
That's sus. Is that not sus? That's sus to me.
And the book is a paperback. I'm an author, and when she says shit like that, like publishing a book, you know, like I think we're in a day and age. Like, who gives a fuck? Like honestly, like yo, all right.
She did a live stream with Dyer, guys.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, bitch. I'm so sorry.
I know that seems sus in itself too. She's run like
okay. So here's one of the funny things, and I don't think they watched it because Owen was doing this pizza party in the middle of Great Lent, mind you, right? When the Orthodox are supposed to be fasting, he's doing a pizza party while he's drinking beer and eating pizza on the stream. Not saying anything. A little sus though, you know. Although you know they coped for it pretty well in the stream though. But
you're talking about Owen?
No, I'm talking about yesterday.
Oh, and Andrew.
Andrew did the pizza party stream.
Okay.
That was going over the recent material when Owen dropped the whole pedophile on Jim Bob. Which, mind you, this is important to know that all of this was publicly easily accessed. Okay, like all you had to know was Jim Bob Jewelry IG page, and all you had to know was Jim Bob Pelletari or whatever his name is. You put those two things in the search, you come to his YouTube channel, you come to the IG page. That's where all the information was come from. So Big, the Bear Intelligence group or agency or whatever, didn't do any real digging. And that's one of the most funny parts about that too, is that Owen accidentally doxed one of his own people during the stream where he dropped all this stuff about the pizza ring and all that shit, right? When Owen dropped that, he accidentally doxed one of his own bears by putting his image up on the screen. But fortunately, the Reddit that they've all been bitching about, you know, they say they have this gamma hive on Reddit, right, against Owen. Well, so they all doxed this bear that he accidentally released this photo of this bear during that stream. Then the Reddit doxes this guy, and then the Reddit gets shut down because people dox this guy in the Reddit.
Owen's
That's a work.
Owen's doing some 5D chess or something.
Yeah, that's 5D chess. These people aren't dumb. Owen has 147 IQ.
Damn.
Is this real? Is this real?
Get your face like mine, you fat slave. Do your face like that, do it stoic, like me.
That was funny.
That's what I'm working on.
Okay. Anyways, let me continue my thought. Let me continue my thought while I'm at it. So what I was going at. So
Thanks, Tommy.
So during that, Jay Dyer, the guy that they all are pretty fond of. That's just obvious. I mean, all these internet Orthodox people are very fond of Jay Dyer. This is not. I'm not stretching it. I'm not, being facetious. They all really have respect for Jay Dyer. Okay. Jay Dyer did a short stream about the bank scandals, but he started off and he wasn't directly talking. I don't know directly what he was talking about, but it was very pertinent to the situation with Jim Bob and Owen. He says, you know what? I've been dealing with a lot of trolls the whole time I've been doing what I'm doing. And every time I've just learned that you can't just go in this back and forth with your troll. You either just got to stop it and just continue to make superior content and rise above the troll, because that's all you can do. And he said, I've done that multiple times and look where I'm at now. Way over 100K subs. His trolls are still, sub 20. Yeah, I'm just gauging it on sub count. Not that that means anything or whatever. But I'm saying, like, that was good advice for the situation. Like, at this point, and I think that's where a lot of people are at, is like, just either this is a work, and I don't think nobody was really grasping what was trying to be said here. Either this is a work, or you guys are going to continue this, and it's going to continue to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is why I was like, Jimbo, if there's anything else you got that nobody can access easily that they're going to drop, because that would be blackmail, right? It would be blackmail if Owen Benjamin had stuff that's not publicly available and easy to find on Jim Bob, and he was threatening to release that material due to conditions. Okay, so, but saying that I've already released this picture that you already released yourself, and saying I'm going to release that picture again if you don't comply to my that's not blackmail.
Like that.
So
breakdown.
that's one of the biggest copes about the whole thing that makes me think about, well, is this a coordinated work? I just wanted to get that out. Go ahead, continue. I yield.
Dude, am I still here?
Yeah, God bless you, Tommy.
Unfortunately.
My fucking internet's going crazy. I thought. No, I mean, like, you guys disappeared. I couldn't hear anything. Now my router's going all crazy. I'm gonna see if there's anybody parachuting into Denver or something real quick.
Yeah, God bless you, brothers. Stay safe.
That's not a guarantee anyone can make anyone, not even yourself, Provo Kid. Is that like a autism thing?
Probably. But let's stay away from that topic.
He did try to say like his income was affected and everything, and that the stream was flagged or something. But then at the same time, the next breath, he says, yeah, I got way more engagement and people in the chat.
Okay, well, this is where part of where you kind of looked bad because you didn't have all the kind of like the backstory of the whole saga or whatever. So, but like they had there was a receipts for Vox Day's wife telling people that they needed to flag Jim Bob's channel after a certain episode that he made. So there was a chain of receipts. It's pretty weird that there was that chain of receipts. That actually there being receipts for the flagging happening almost makes it more sus, in my opinion. The more you know, right, the more it gets kind of like, if they were gonna, why would she even publicly say that if they were gonna do that to flag the channel, right? So the channel did get flagged, and that is Jim Bob's income, right? Like that's his.
What does that even mean? The channel gets flagged. I've never even heard of that.
They
Like a
flagged
strike?
it. They struck
Did he get
it
a
for
strike?
well, because things it was strikeable. The stream that it was strikeable because
But
he was
did he
going
get a
against
strike?
Benjamin. He was making claims against Benjamin. Like I could see how it could have been strikeable if somebody complained about it.
Did he get a strike though? Was he gone for a week?
And if
He was gone for
Yes.
a week, yeah.
Yes.
And then he had to go on IG, and then he was doing live streams on IG again, and then they struck him down midstream on
Into
IG,
Cozy.
and he went black on IG, and then that's when he had to go and stream on I get them mixed up, which is the fake
Cozy, Comfy, one of the
Cozy
two.
or Comfy. They went on the fake BPF streamer service, the one that mimics the groipers, right? Major own.
Convenient.
Major own, right? Create another thing that's the same thing, major own. But anyway, so
Two parties.
Jim Bob streamed like once or twice on that on that thing, and then the strike was over, and then he came back. So yes, there
Okay.
was a strike.
Was there a receipt posted for the strike, or is this an archaic?
No, I never saw a receipt for the strike.
Okay.
The only receipts that I saw were receipts that Vox Day's wife was saying that they were going to strike the channel.
See, the thing we don't know about Carl is, I guess when we refer to Reddit and Owen Benjamin, he seems to be hinting that they might have some responsibility for managing that Reddit. I don't know. They kind of low key want props, I think, but not too much.
Yeah, it could be a work on both sides. Yeah, 100%.
I've seen receipts for strikes where the receipt still doesn't clarify what the strike was for. It's just proving that there was a strike. But
yeah,
the
I'm just, as
explanation
far
is
as
still
I
like,
know, there's no
"What?"
receipt for actual proof from YouTube to Jim Bob that shows the
Well,
strike.
I think that
have not seen it, but
EBT
he was gone
reminded
for a
me.
week. He was.
You
gone.
reminded me of
and
the
I saw him
main
got.
point.
I saw him got strike midstream in IG. I yield.
You made the main point that CBO brought up earlier, and I forgot. It's the back and forth that never ending. It's like, when you cover something and you mean to get to the bottom of it, you can get to the bottom of it, and it doesn't need to be like drama back and forth all the time.
And it's almost like it's the audience that has to get over it, like this Talcott plague. It's like everyone has to get the fuck over Talcott, or he's gonna be in all the regular haunt, and they're gonna let him be there as long as you're not fucking sick of it yet.
Here he is.
These streets remind me of if ISIS had won. If ISIS had won in the Middle East, they just have to figure out where schools and shit are going to come from and how they're going to pave these roads, or everyone's going to be pissed, Like, if you take over, you still have to keep these plebs satisfied or kill them off.
Is this worth still watching? It goes on.
Was it ever with that bitch on there?
That bitch was the best part, first Spurging.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say about Operation Mockingbird shit. Like, when you're in your emotional mind, it gets you out of your logical informational mind. And back in the day, the news used to be a straight man, fucking straight suit, straight tie, boring motherfucker, comb over, like, here's the news, boom. And it was like an hour every day. And now they got bitches in like V-cuts showing cleavage with jewelry and hair, and they're getting you out of your logical mind. Well, at least boomers and shit. They're getting people out of their logical mind and into a condition to receive bullshit like gender confusion and myths like female orgasms and shit like
that. Yeah, I mean,
I got a question for EBT. Did you think it was weird, or was it just me, the amount of times that Jim Bob kept bringing up how many subscribers I have? Did you notice that? Did you notice that or no?
I mean, I noticed it, but I didn't think it was. It only got weird when he claimed that you were bragging about the amount of.
Yeah, that was weird for sure.
That was weird, but like,
does that come up?
Yeah, it does later on.
It's somewhere later though in the stream.
It's a long stream.
No, it's after Drew calls back in at the end because
no, it's before that because I call him out on that when I come in there because that's what made me want to call back in. I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah. Then Croco pops up on the end.
I'm Drew, and I have this channel with 6,000 subscribers. I never fucking said that shit.
He said that.
Yeah. Well, no, okay, so I guess that was kind of one of the issues too, like whether or not Drew thinks that he has influence, or do you like?
Yeah, that was weird too.
That was kind of the big. That's weird to me. Like, even what does that even mean to say that you have influence? I mean, obviously, there's an ongoing meme in we have like the OOE effect and all these other things where we like halfway jokingly, but we actually have a lot of evidence that shows that, well, we talked about this and then this thing happened, right? Like, it's like, what do you mean by influence though? Do you think that, like, was the question whether or not Drew thinks that he demands to be influential to his audience, or like that his audience should be receiving his, like, I didn't understand what kind of point he was trying to make, right? Like,
wasn't sure.
You're just a guy on the internet,
right?
Jim Bob,
you're not trying to make any kind of movement where you think that you should be influencing people.
Now you guys get it. Now the chat knows why I don't give a fuck what they say. Because, okay, EBT said Drew is just a guy on the internet. I am just a viewer chatter of that guy that will come up on panel. And you think I give a fuck when you tell me something, chat? Come on. And then if you guys set it up with Jim Bob, all right, you set up another talk with Jim Bob, everybody makes it out like, oh, Tom's so great. The chat's like hyping me up in the chat, but all I do is go, this Jim Bob guy, who the fuck is this guy? And it'll just, if he's on viewer count like that, if he keeps pointing out like 6,000 viewers, you gotta have someone just not know who the fuck he is, you know? Just
I mean,
someone
I
that's
felt like it
always-
was a moot point. Like I wouldn't have taken it as a big part of the whole thing, but there was a
no,
weird,
it's not a
weird
part of the
it.
thing. It's a part of him, I think. Like because Drew doesn't care, you know, and that he points. I mean, this is what everyone
I
uses
mean,
against
the
each
way
other.
that I kind of received it was like Jim Bob's like, well, what is he, 11 or 13K guy, and you're just a 6K guy. That's kind of the undertone that I got from it, and I don't necessarily think that, and that's actually not the way I would judge Jim Bob's character, but that's the way that came off to me personally.
Is Provo Kid still up here?
Yeah, he said he'd be back a second ago.
But he's not here right now?
I don't know.
Shit. I'm
Oh,
gonna
shout out to Snafu. The optics are high.
I mean, the best
if
people
you
are
ever-
the people that are sub 50, 1,000, 100, 500, 1,000
If you ever-
to 1,500 subs are the best peak content creators out there, though. So
Okay, good. Provo Kid's back.
anytime you
Just
get
in time.
past 2K, you're automatically in the
Done.
network somehow.
So Provo Kid, you got your ears on?
That's
Yeah, God bless you.
That includes, well, not Truth or Cop, maybe somebody else involved.
Okay, so
Yeah,
EBC
definitely
was
me.
just covering something that I think I know what you're seeing, Provo Kid, and it brings up the question I have that you see. As far as in these streets and with the truther community, in the long game, end game, or what we're all here for picture, do you all want to break people down according to some bar of truth we set, or do you want to break them down by the petty human shit we can do to comically break each other down? Because I can go either route, but it's like whichever one I show up for at any given day, everyone will say is the wrong road for that day. And I'll even read it like, oh, we want to be factual today. I'll drop in on a factual day, drop some facts, talk about some real shit that's going on with money, people, and shit. And then some days, yeah, every channel wants to be unslaved and just talk about how small your dick is and how many women you haven't been with. It's like, just tell me which one we're doing and I'll put that hat on and show up. But yeah, I do know nuance. I'm the filter guy. Come on.
Oh my goodness. What are you on after Posh? I see you talking.
No,
with him
answer
in the
my
comments.
goddamn question.
Oh yeah,
What
go
do
on
you guys
again.
think it is?
Yeah, at the very end.
What question?
Again, and tried to kind of
Like, which is it, truth or cop? In the long run,
What?
are we gonna use factual logic for these streets, or do you want to just make it Springer? That's what I'm at. Because earlier Provo was doing the do you take everything literal shit like that? I'm like, no, I just don't know which kind of party this is at any given day.
Oh, Jerry Springer. Oh, here. No, I'm done with the drama. I can't do it anymore, man. I got too much
Moving
to
on to
manage
the
already.
facts. We're
Yes.
evidence based right now.
Yes.
Because this is interesting with Drew and the Jim Bob and stuff, but overall, how many layers is it before it's just panels talking about panels? Like the restream layers of like, oh my God,
Yeah.
is Peniel really
I mean,
restreaming?
Tommy, go make a stream about it, bro.
No, that
some of the stuff, and then
I
that's when I
can't
started
add
looking
to
more
this
toward
satanic
maybe
filth.
a general following
cool.
of like God and get more, try to get more precise on what I meant by believing in God and following that path. But I also didn't get very clear. It took a bit actually to get clear on that. So
All right. Well, I'll let you go.
I mean, you could ask more if you want.
No, we can have a convo another time.
Okay.
Let me play some
All right.
guitar
All right,
for you.
Shout out to Chalk Buddy Outline.
Okay, cool. See ya.
All right.
Well, that's 4 hours.
Yeah,
have
Croco
anything to
came
say
on
for
and called
yourself,
out
Drew?
the chat. I don't know
Yeah.
if we missed that part or not. That was
Yeah, I thought you were painting a narrative there when you said that I came on and I said, oh, I got 6,000 subscribers. Listen to me. That's what you said. I didn't even plug
No.
the channel. I didn't say my channel name or anything like that.
Okay.
I think I do believe it's gaslighting when you guys sit here and say that I didn't even know about Andrew being a Freemason. When I add that to the mix, you got a Freemason, a woman from Fox News, and a guy from Hollywood. And to say it's outrageous to think that it's possible that they could be collaborating behind the scenes
No.
on something like this.
No, not that it's
That's
possible.
gaslighting. Sorry.
No, not that it's
I
possible.
never made a declarative claim that is what it is. I
Well,
said
is this-
that would be my default position, and I would look for
Would I-
evidence otherwise, but I don't care about it enough to actually dig and then put on the
Drew.
table going on for 3 weeks.
Drew, Would it be a reasonable default position with no evidence?
Before he said it was, and the players involved.
Gotcha. So your position is that you could make default positions and craft narratives without any evidence, and that's reasonable to you.
It's only circumstantial evidence. That's it.
Well, that's all we need to know. I mean, we can craft anything about you.
Prove it. The only thing I could even possibly produce as proof would be like emails between you guys. Obviously, I don't have access to anything like that. You said it's not true, so I'm willing to take you on your face value on it. And the only thing I was pushing back on you, I was asking you, like, don't you think that keep going on it would lead to people that have that type of mindset to continue to believe that?
Well, I mean, let's look at it the other way for a second. If what I've done in exposing this particular chameleon, Gravy Kits, is a good, right? That's almost like justified. I would even argue righteous to some extent. If it's pulling people away and showing people a false thing, like a false prophet, a false person, a liar, a cheater, all this stuff, right? And then it drives people away from him, right? And that to me is a good thing. And so if someone like you has any influence at all, comes in and goes, this is all just to show you guys. Now, I think that with no evidence, see, I have evidence that he's not a good person, right? I have evidence that he will blackmail.
He is making a good point. That we should be calling out bad actors.
Define good person too. Like, what's his bar? Like, maybe I don't give a fuck about what makes him worry about his evidence.
He's saying too, though, he has proof this is a bad person. But if it's a work, then the persona you see of Owen is just that it's an act.
It almost seemed like he was saying your opinion carries a lot of weight.
Well, it shouldn't.
I'm not sure. That's what I was kind of perceiving.
He was starstruck.
Do anything solely because Jim Bob or Owen Benjamin told them they should do that.
Yeah, Jim Bob was starstruck when a CVO popped up. That's what happened.
See, what I see here is my same defense when people say I have an agenda over my crypto issues. I'm like, okay, show that receipt that would say I benefit or that I'm telling anyone to make a choice. I'm saying a choice is at hand that we should all be conscious of. And I'm getting a lot of get out of here, crypto salesman.
Okay,
I'm not saying that's the solution.
So here's a funny part about the stream is because in between when like the first drama starts and then it goes in, like Posh comes in, there's this guy named Hex Bear that comes in, and this guy Hex Bear, he was a crypto dude. He sounds so much like Illumitami that it was very odd. And he's
gonna come on this one.
He came on this stream. This was the in between moments between the drama.
Will we get to the part though whenever he comes on?
I don't know where we're at exactly.
Does he cam up?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I don't think. I don't know. I was listening. I wasn't watching. I was just listening.
And bear names are like always now.
Well, no, okay, no. So here's the thing. This guy was not a bear. He said that he listened to really, like a lot of these hex people where like the crypto becomes part of their identity as well, right? Like,
oh my God.
But he was saying that he listened to Owen for like 3 months, and then he was like, "Oh, this guy's obviously bullshit." I don't know why he had a bear name or whatever, if it was a joke or something.
Well, usually the Owen clan takes a bear name, like that was their thing.
Right. But I don't know if he was being trolling it or not, because there's a lot of people that were giving themselves bear names for the last few weeks, part of Order 66. Order 66 from the Crucible. But so I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he was saying he was a bear he listened to Owen for like 3 months, determined he was bullshit, yada yada yada, went on about crypto for a long time, then kind of challenged Jim Bob on his discernment, saying, well, like for 3 years you've been totally okay with this dude and you didn't realize there was any like red flags about him. So but then at the same time, he was calling Drew a dumbass at the same time. But anyways, he sounded just like Illumitami. Like it was kind of weird. And somebody called it out in the chat, and it was Michael A, I think, is who he said Illumitami vibes, and I said, yeah, definitely Illumitami vibes. And Jim Bob responded saying, yep, for sure.
Oh, nice.
So, like,
so that
even
motherfucker knows who I am.
Bob knows about you, Illumitami. Yeah.
That's awesome. That just
don't bring this motherfucker on.
Oh, now it'd be twice as fun to do it like that. Now, if he knows the term Illumitami vibes, oh my God, it's like mission accomplished. Like
Anyways,
maybe
I
that's
yield.
the between the lines. Maybe it's like, let's see how far my stupid shit can get when I've never acknowledged making a video. I just typed it. Look what I did to your streets with a couple of chats and some live stream show up.
Well,
You know?
speaking of that type of behavior, Talcott is still going on the We Are Awake TV.
Damn.
Still.
Fucking marathon, man.
What was being discussed.
And I bet he's still saying the same shit.
Of course
Says
he is.
nothing.
Of course he is.
Dude, he was spurting so hard.
was
earlier.
trying to.
Now let me give
so
you guys
good.
some props. I've followed Talcott to a lot of different streams in these streets, and you guys are the only ones that can do it with class, where you can keep him here, not be offensive to him, and not offend the viewers. Watch you keep him there. Like everyone else has to be like they go too far in one aspect or the other. You guys did it pretty good.
Thank you.
You came off like civil humans with families that weren't trying to ruin a man to make money on YouTube, like some shiton get behind me types, you know.
No, anytime we've ever tried to ruin a man, we've also promoted his ability to do what he's doing and to make money doing what he's doing. I don't think we've ever tried to ruin somebody. I mean, we got after Archaics pretty hard, but at the end of the day, we always said that, good on him for.
Dude, his newest fucking video was so funny, the prison one. He's like, yeah, you're the only black person that I like. He's like, this black guy named Kung Fu had to share a cell with me. The only black guy I liked.
Yeah, dude, he had a whole chronology of his prison life.
I wonder, would you guys catch it if he was citing things from remember when Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder go to prison, that movie? Did he drop any of that shit? Like, yeah, you gotta get bad. Gotta get bad. They don't mess with you.
Just straight
Sounds like what he was
neo-Nazi
doing.
shit. He was just basically admitting he's a fucking white supremacist in prison.
Yeah, he survived, didn't he? Like, that's the white route, I hear. If you go to serious prison, it's like, if you're white, you better, like, be
I agree with
solitary
you,
or
actually.
Nazi real quick. If you were going to that kind of prison, like big deal prison, would
He was
you,
a he went to big deal prisons too. Like, they
Yeah,
were
he was, the
serious.
one story he told too was super funny. That he's like, yeah, this guy pulled out a knife. Well, first he said he beat the guy up. They said the guy pulled out a knife, and I won't lie, I became a track star. I was gone. and then a wall of Mandingo warriors blocked that guy from coming to me. So he was saved by some black Mandingo warriors in the prison. I was like, man, this is way better than any of his fucking bullshit chronology bullshit.
Yeah, Drew found some old stuff that he had written up that the Aarons probably don't even know about.
Yeah, where he got caught with a porn phone in prison that he
Yeah,
wrote the
all
article
kinds
about
of
it, the porn
funny
phone.
shit. That's where the honey bun lore comes from.
Yeah, he's got. I guarantee he's got funny ass fucking prison stories, crazy prison stories.
That's what we were saying. We're saying the dude should just start a prison channel because those
dude,
channels
that's
have
the
like
ticket.
500,000 subs.
That's way bigger than any type of fucking truth or bullshit.
Yeah, that's where he hit the plateau. We predicted the plateau. We predicted.
Yeah, we did too, didn't we?
I've done some minor jail shit for like driving shit. I've done like weekends or short time. And the insanity I start to get into on just jail shit. Take all prison dangers aside, just being in that concrete building stuck for years, I don't see how I'd stay sane, man. I'd fucking lose my shit.
And 26 years, that's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smiley, the newest one he's got where it's about the prison tales kind of or whatever. That shit's fucking
He's got a
funny.
whole like typed out on an old school typewriter. Like
I don't
list
think he
of, like,
realizes how funny it is. Like it's
on
how
day
it's dying.
666.
He was
had
like,
my-
I gave this.
I had my first honey bun.
Beat this guy up, and then we smoked a peace pipe together. I was fucking dying.
Oh, he's lost subscribers. I just saw he was at 100,000
I
yesterday.
don't think he's made it to 100, did he?
He's at 109, I think. Last time I checked.
And now he's down to 99.
Oh, whoa! Yeah, he was over
'Cause he was
100.
He was talking all that fucking racist
Well,
shit on the newest one.
Maybe not.
Is it, which one? Dungeon Records?
No, I was thinking of
all the-
Dyer's at 109. now.
Yeah, maybe it is that dungeon. What the fuck is this weird aspect ratio that he's using? It's like
Yeah,
a
that's like the
square,
older
but then
school.
it's like a letterbox inside of the square or whatever. It's weird.
The whole thing like
Yeah, I
that.
don't know.
They're all like that recently.
You would think the guy that he's paying to like deal with that stuff would like deal with that stuff.
Let me get past the ads.
I also see a meld though where it's like because of this access, the way you can have panels now and shit compared to like what Facebook was to people like 8 or 10 years ago. I think people are taking YouTube more like just another Facebook with videos and Zoom calls, while other people are like, this is my career, you know? And it's a weird mix whenever they all collide together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just scroll to like the middle anywhere, and he's talking about all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, so like what
can't
prompted
hear
me to
him.
do is there were people in the Discord that were doing like gematria dates and
I
stuff.
recorded the date.
And he
that
said, "Well,
many
look at my
events-
personal life in prison. I got all these weird gematria."
How many days precisely I had been incarcerated when
That's
this
true. He might
occurred.
flag you actually.
I also recorded how many days
I'll
I
take-
had been in
He won't
prison.
see
We're
it.
actually-
It's not tax.
we're
it's not
actually giving
taxable.
him
I spent
props here.
840 days in the county
This is
jail
best video.
before I went to prison.
I like the books in the background. He's really been picking them.
He had to
no, I-
he had to remind us what a badass he was after he played with them toys.
No,
He's like,
you know,
"Yeah."
and then he added a whole bunch of stuff in the camera spot, and it was weird because I just re-uploaded the first video that me and Chuck made when he had the trash can and like all
Yeah.
the water bottles.
Yeah, that was well, look at this aspect ratio. It's like a rectangle, and then it's like in the middle. It's just like
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
regular
even make
videos.
sense. It doesn't even make sense.
What
Like,
are you doing,
how
dude?
did you even
Get your
do
head
that?
out of your ass.
I think it's for the long. It's for the long format video.
No, it
You
doesn't
flip
work in
it.
either. It doesn't work in
Oh.
either.
Yeah,
Is
it's just weird. It's something I've
Yeah.
never seen before.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't work in either formats on YouTube. Whether you're, it doesn't make any sense. It's yeah.
Poor guy. We're 2 weeks away from the Archaics convention.
They
Oh.
and they got a new even larger. There's going to be like 400 people now. I think
Oh my goodness.
400 people.
400
Wait, there's a
people.
convention over
$40.
Archaic.
Yeah.
What is it? $40 a ticket.
$40 a person.
Did he do
Bottom got
something else
uninvited.
besides go to prison?
Did he do
Archaics.
something else? He has a
Like,
bullshit-
what else is he famous for?
Like he has
Those
some bullshit.
chronologies, man.
Chronology. He's a chronologist.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, over the prison guy? There's like a fucking like lots of people go to prison, man.
And what are they selling the challenge coin for? They got 40 challenge coins. How much they charge you?
They're only like $40. I thought he'd be asking a lot more.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think that was that bad actually. $40. I thought
I'd
he's gonna
say
be asking like $100.
$138.
Yeah,
is
dude,
what
you're
I would
fucking your brand up, Archaics. You need us as your
Hire,
fucking
hire
manager.
us, dude.
The
Hire us.
challenge
Get rid
coin
of
is
Matt. Hire us.
$138 fucking dollars, dude. What are
We'll
you doing?
shill. We'll shill this dumb shit all day long. We'll join a
40
network.
fucking
We're
$40
not.
bucks. I say we
Yeah.
just buy them all and then we resell them for 138.
There you go. Yeah, bro. That would be
Challenge
the
coin
thing. That would be
arbitrage.
we'll be
That's the way to go. He's fucking it up, man.
Yeah, we can stand outside the convention with trench coat full of challenge coins, yo.
real.
Scalping coins.
Yeah, I,
Scalping
won't lie,
arcades
I would
coins.
never buy some shit like that. The coin actually looks well made too, though. It looks nice.
No, yeah.
know
Matt
what
went to one of the military challenge coin things.
Hey
got
guys,
one made.
yeah, old Matt did it again. He's working the hell out of me.
I can't see it.
Look,
There we go.
Matt took my slogans for Archaics and basically my logo that I drew in Prison of the Hourglass.
Is he
and
saying
all the
Matt,
ancient art,
like Quantum of
calendar art.
Conscious?
No, it's
No, Matt May. Matt
Oh.
May. His second-hand man.
And he got with a company, and he basically chose the most expensive package. He
He's
all the
like
slogans
low-key
on the
sneak
front and back
dissing
of
him
the
here.
coin. Got a little 1902 on there.
expensive
This is
one.
the Archaics Challenge coin.
Yeah, he does that.
He had the
That's
perimeter
aggressive.
designed. It's the coin is called antique nickel. It's got 3 different colors in it, different textures. I couldn't believe it when I got it. I was really impressed. I'm doing this video right now because we thought we were just going to take 40 of these coins to the first meetup, and that's the truth because we don't have time to do.
So he's selling these for how much?
think it's only like $40-$45. I don't think it's more than $45. I think it's
The
in
cost
the
of the ticket.
Well, no.
that's
See, in
fine.
this video, he says they're gonna. Well, yeah, they said they're
Yeah,
gonna
there
do
it
a
is, 45
pre-order.
shipped.
They're gonna do a pre-order. Oh, 55.
All right, guys.
45 shipped. 55.
Not
That's
that
not
bad.
that bad, actually.
It's
Let's
dope.
Let's fundraise
mean-
for 10 of them.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's a good move, but you're way too low on that price, I think.
No, yeah,
yeah.
easily could have done $138
Yeah, that would've
all
been
day
perfect.
long. All day long.
138 free shipping.
All day long. Yep.
He's got a weird voice for sure.
That's surely he's not recovering the minting cost for that.
Yeah, that's what I
don't
thought. I would think it would be a lot more than that. Maybe like 20 a coin or something.
think. Yeah.
Like you're not making enough. You got to make 3 times whatever you.
I would say
invested.
they're just barely breaking even on it, not making anything making it worthwhile, I would think.
Yeah, you want to make it harder to get.
Snafu's a fucking mark.
I
He
think
just
it's
came over here to check on you guys and just went back over to Talcottville. He's the back up there getting his fucking snafu on. But he
God.
was just over here chatting in your show. He's a
Who?
mark.
some people do that,
Snafu,
man.
the Sharpie.
No, who cares?
You're in these
Cares about-
streets. You fired shots. You're
I
in
don't-
these
Who
streets.
cares about Snarfu, dude? That dude's pathetic.
But
So-
he
I-
has
I
Jack
figured out
Talcott. If he
what it
turns
is.
Talcott against you, oh my god.
Talcott's
Talcott.
cool. Talcott's
He's a
way cooler than that
powerhouse.
Snafu guy. Like,
It's
He's a
iPad
powerhouse
ratio.
in these
It's tablet ratio.
Is that what it is? Tablet
Yeah,
ratio.
it's specifically
Oh,
for tablets.
he does use a tablet. Yeah, he does use
According
a
to that
tablet.
tablet.
Probably like
See,
a
and nobody.
specific one,
I
too.
don't know anybody that. I don't know. I don't know anybody that really uses a tablet for that. I don't
You
know.
know anyone that plays with toys? Fucking 55-year-old felons.
Yeah, I mean, my kids have tablets, I guess, but like, I have a tablet, but I never use it to watch fucking YouTube or anything. But
It's because a tablet is a phone that's too big.
Basically.
yeah, the phone
That's
is
why
just
they
so
quit making them
perfectly
because they were like,
sized
oh,
that
maybe we just need to make phones bigger.
tablets
And then they
are
made a
just kinda
couple phone
silly.
models too big.
I use them. I use a tablet at work for like just like going through PDFs and stuff, and it's handy for that. But that's the only thing I use one for.
And I usually just crush tablets up and snort them.
Yeah, you're telling- Oh Lord, is anybody else streaming tonight? EBT.
We're streaming right now. I
Fucking
think.
Hubbard's got 600 live viewers. I'm about to go drop a call in, do a call in, drop
wait, where
the
we at?
Luna interview on.
Fire
it.
up a stream, EBT.
What Zach's got? Zach's got 500.
He's got 597.
Who?
Zach Hubbard. He's blowing up tonight.
Jesuits equals 74. Jim Bob equals 74.
Which one?
Owen Benjamin equals 74.
Okay, now let me bring it full
Add up.
circle,
Add
EBT.
that
Let me
up.
bring it full circle. This crypto shit I'm in is not over money. It's over gematria shit that weird people in power are doing over Twitter.
Let's go out to I think it's Evan. What's up, Evan?
I don't even think Zach covers some of the shit I watch, and like Elon Musk is part of it,
regarding
and it's
the
crazy.
Tournament.
Well, see, this is part of this. This is actually ties in well because this is part of the reason where I started to really like Jim Bob is because Zach would call into Jim Bob's show
Yeah,
all
it's
the time.
hilarious.
And they would have, and like, you know, Truth or Crap even did a parody with Jim Bob. Jim Bob made a song, the Gematria song, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic,
So good.
amazing work. Like it is a true like truther classic. And props to Jim Bob for that. And that's why I like Jim Bob when he would go against people like fucking Zach Hubbard and just stomp the dude.
That was hilarious.
Same thing with Paul and Slave. Paul and Slave stomped this dude too, and it was great.
I
loved
saw
it.
that.
But I think Jim Bob did it better. And then to make an amazing parody song about it,
Where's the song? Pull up the song, Truth or Cop.
play the Gematria song. End the stream with the Gematria song. Just do that. I'll
Did
start up
anyone
the
else
stream.
say
whenever you-
Anyone else streaming?
I'm
streaming
trying to get
after?
under.
Yeah, I'll start up a stream for a minute.
Yeah, go. Let's go,
And
EBT.
now, if you guys are smart, we got to get on this shit. Then have
Yeah.
the shit set up, and then everyone you dump all the people into the next stream, man.
Damn it,
that's
To
like,
EBT we
all
go.
do that shit, man. That's
all kinds
future,
of.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I still can't dump.
You
No, he
can't dump?
No, he can't dump
No.
off this channel yet. No.
Why?
Well, you had
Oh.
1,000.
You're still a pipsqueak. We'll get you
Still
there.
the baby.
I forgot. You got to have 1,000.
Yeah.
What,
It's
am I
actually a
gonna-
good song,
what am I going
so-
to call it?
don't
Truth or
know.
Cop After Show? I don't know.
We got to get him to 1,000 so he can feed us.
He knows.
But yeah, no, this is a good song. Jim Bob, you know you're lurking, man. You want to come up here and say anything?
Oh, 100%. He's like,
Dude, he's been.
we'll lure him in with my stream here. So we'll
we're gonna ensnare him.
Yeah, we'll schedule this for 10:35. Just
I'm sorry, Jack.
Ides of March.
Title it Jim Bob, I Still Love You. Request Boris.
He ended the stream saying, EBT, how do you deal with these people? I mean,
Yeah, I know, right?
EBT's just a drunk Catholic guy.
I want to clip that thing he said at the very end. He's like, I'm going to go on Infowars and I'm going to say Chalk Body Outline's an agent.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Alex Jones is going to be like, Chalk Body. I'm like, damn.
Oh,
that's
okay. Okay.
Well,
Here's
and
a take
that's what I
then.
was telling him. Look, Alex Jones already called me out, dude. Alex Jones already called me out.
Alex Jones.
So
is
I think I found the
Call me a
resolution
trash
with that conflict I had with you. Like whenever I was saying why government? No, you guys are right. People can be shady and sus and be doing shit, but it's just petty channel on channel shit. I don't think it has to go up the reaches of the government. Maybe some of them are like just clawing for notoriety in these streets.
100%.
And you guys just have the discussion as if like they're a mark from some
100%.
agency.
100%.
Like that's where that blonde bitch on Fox comes in. She just wants to sell her book, you know. I'm just cited, all right. I'm cited. I was on Fox. I was on Tucker. I'm cited, but not government.
Yeah, cool with that
Oh,
option
cool.
as well.
You don't need
Then
cats.
I'm totally with you guys now.
You think this a woman, people? Wake the fuck up.
Big Mike shoulders.
Beat up kneecap. Man hands.
Oh, we got the Jim
That's a football kneecap. Don't tell me that's a female.
Up in the park here.
We got to get Mag on one of these panels. That's
Yeah.
my goal.
Have you ever seen that? It's like a meme of a Russian or some like Polish woman carrying a log on her shoulder, and it's the same size as like the special forces guys all carrying it together.
Oh yeah, Barricade Garage went in on Owen Benjamin's wife today. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. He
Yeah,
put her
he-
name out there. Oh my god.
Then he's in on it too. He's in on the work.
Well, he's been covering it just as much as any of them.
Yeah.
Probably more, really, in the long.
I mean,
run.
if it is a work, it's genius, right? They're acting
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's ridiculous that it would be a work. It would be
Well,
classic.
and here's where it ties in because Barricade Garage got big because of Owen Benjamin.
No.
Yes.
No.
Panels talking about panels.
Yes.
Barricade Garage got famous because of his shorts.
Nah, see, Barricade
Yeah,
Garage came
nah.
up in my algorithm. He was an algorithm boy. He came up in the algorithm. I had no
No,
idea.
bro.
I just thought he was some hack mechanic working on the same damn 94 Jeep Wrangler fucking Jeep Cherokee or some shit. I was like, who's this dude?
The videos he went
I
famous
like
for
him
were-
now. I like him now. He's pretty funny, but
The ones he went famous for were his older skits.
okay.
Those got like 500,000 views or 250,000 views or something like that.
Okay,
That-
perhaps I'm wrong. I'll eat crow. I have no
That's
problem.
but
eating.
that is when I found Barricade Garage through Owen Benjamin myself.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
I did it as well.
Owen owns him. Owns him. Just
All
like
right,
he
fine.
owns Jim
Let's,
Bob.
Yellow Cake Maker, get this to Barricade Garage. Owen owns you, bro. Don't try and hide it.
Oh, you trying
Well,
to get famous off
You know,
Barricade Garage?
yellow Cake calls me the white Barricade Garage. And I'm okay with being wrong. That's fine. I'm just a comedian. Doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I'm just entertaining you people.
In my barrio, I'm the white devil.
Barricade Garage said he's going to steal Owen Benjamin's wife for comedy.
Is he still with that short, cute-looking girl from when he was when he first went in the cabin, started getting people to mail him coins and shit? Is he still with that chick?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Even when I watched him, I've never totally agreed with Owen Benjamin in any way. I see a lot of his bullshit that I can go into, but I always wondered if she was uncomfortable being on camera just because of some of the shit that he says, that it's like, that sweet little woman would never attach herself to that logic.
You got the Truth or Cop after show coming up. So if you guys want to jump over to EBT's stream, Enslaved by Truth, I'll drop the link. Oh, did I just mess it up now? Boom, copy. Boom. All right, we're going to play out the Gematria song by Jim Bob here.
All right, peace.
Have a good one now. Good to see you, Drew. Thanks for jumping on.
Yep.
Right.
Can I get a ride to EBT's?
Here, I'll take you over there. We got to listen to Gematria song on the way, though.
I might throw up.
Get out of the Fox News tab. Shares tab instead.
We love you, Jim Bob. We love you, Jim Bob.
God bless.
When nothing quite adds up and the numbers just ain't talking, should I run them through the cipher again? Or maybe I should go out walking. Yeah, I'm looking for a sign. A set of 33s will do. I'd even take a 9.
I already asked Jim Bob if I could use this song, actually. Jim
doubt
Bob's a
he has
fan.
any copyrights.
No, he also said it was fine. So
To see you again, my sweet Jim.
have a good night, y'all.
Matria.
Jump on over to EBT's. Enslaved by Truth. He's got scheduled for 15 more minutes from now. Oh, Lord.
And now I watch the news, try to decode the headlines, make a post and blame the Jews. But now I'm getting older, gotta preserve my legacy of truth in a terabyte-sized folder. To see you again, my sweet gem, Matria.
Woo! All right, everybody jump on over to Enslaved by Truth. I'll hold it down until you guys start.
Fired up
there he
EBT.
is.
I'll go
Boom.
over there and oh, there he is. All right.
You
Peace.
got it. All right, see you. Have a good night, y'all. See you guys over there.
Late.
Jump on over to Enslaved by Truth. Boom. Drop the link one more time.
There you go. All right. Y'all said you hold down for a minute. Hold down for a minute. Come on up in here. Dude, you're moderator. You're moderator on this shit.
She.
What's happening?
My God, my God, my God. Yeah, I guess we got to talk about Jim Bob again. That's the news of the day.
Oh, and the chat's gonna go crazy on us. You guys are making content about this.
Have a good night, y'all.
He's like, he
I'll let it
already
run for just a moment.
prefaced it. He's like, if you make any content about
Let it
this,
run for a moment.
then
and
you're not.
Shut her down.
But then right after that, his next breath, he said,
That's right.
You
That's
can
right.
use, you could use any of the video from this one.
That's
he
right.
said.
That's right. We are running these streets, as I've said before.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. There's no problem with us doing this. We will openly admit. We will openly admit
this, baby.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not gonna get triggered.
Here,
we're not gonna get triggered.
Original
Somebody. I mean, I've not been on
live
Fox
stream shit
News
talkers.
myself, so.
We're the original live stream shit talkers in the Truth or Game, so it's only obvious we would run the panel game then as well.
Yeah, we're not offended by it. We ain't gonna get butt hurt in these streets.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, no,
that wasn't just said. I don't know. I didn't think they were being honest when they acted like I was being ridiculous, saying it's possibly weren't.
Yeah, and and trying to be as neutral as possible, I would say that I didn't think that was a crazy. It definitely did not deserve the response that was received in the chat, and I thought that was a big telling factor, maybe of what's going on.
And they get it goes right into what he was talking about, and we've talked about as the parasocial relationship. So I think the people are unable to separate themselves from the presenter of the channel, and then they saw it as I was attacking him, which I really wasn't even. But I think they feel personally attacked, the chat.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought was weird too, because you didn't come on there super hot and making any attacks, and then like right off the bat it was defensive mode, and then the chat really went. I mean,
they're like, this guy's a fucking retard.
I would just it's typical for the Jim Bob chat to be. See, you came into it like during this whole Owen saga, but typically before this all happened, a lot of people would call into the panel, and the chat typically was pretty brutal. And that was kind of like a fun thing about being in Jim Bob's live streams, was that the chat had a lot of fun and like they could be brutal. But all I saw in this was like, what?
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Or don't, whatever. And jump on over to Enslaved by Truth. Truth or Cop after show. See you guys around. Have a good night, y'all.